Hello, everybody. Welcome to MinusOneCharisma, the second best Dungeons & Dragons stream on the internet. Thank you so much for joining us. We are doing a one-shot today, a continuation of sorts on the Legend of Shmelda, and we're going to call it the Legend of Shmelda 2. I know, very,
it's original.
Very original, yeah. Here we go. Unfortunately, Kate is on vacation, and so is Cullen. Cullen's on vacation at his job.
And they didn't take us with them.
Relaxing vacation, yes.
That's not what a vacation is, but all right.
It's the kind of vacations I take.
Cry about it, Cullen.
Like, cool.
Cry.
You take weird vacations.
So we got a little Dresden to keep us. He may join us later. We'll see. We're hoping. Hello, everyone. Welcome so much. Welcome to the channel.
He's good at English.
Good to have you guys here. Feels good on a Tuesday to not be under the pressure. We have our very own Jason Montgomery. Wait, I forgot. I was gonna. Well, without further ado, Jason, why don't you get us started on the Legend of Shmelda 2?
All right, here we go.
You need mood music.
I'm like,
Mood
This
music?
is kind of
Correct.
yeah. Maybe something a little less like upbeat. Is
Should I turn it
there
to-
something like 25% less happening?
How's this?
James, I need about 25% less from you. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, here, take this cat because I can't do this.
You can't DM and pet a cat.
I missed you guys. Just take this cat.
All right. Our story begins back in Jarule. It is the 6th age,
yes, oh my God.
Forgot.
the land of Jarule. You, the stonemasons, all of you, have just completed your latest masterpiece, a life-size statue of Sam the Butcher in Castleton. It was gorgeous in every respect, capturing every curve and contour, every minor detail of what you believe Sam the Butcher looked like. Round, big cheeks, warm eyes, arms outstretched as he is so often pictured, giving his time and wealth for his community in Castleton. Your work is one of many in a long line of impressive artworks depicting this humanitarian and namesake of many towns in the area. His legacy is still felt in the area hundreds of years after his death, in the prosperity of the area itself. Transformed from nothing more than a divergent collection of small towns and villages and a ramshackle fortification, left over from the Second Age a long time ago, hundreds of years ago, to a hub of commerce and affluence. The Commonwealth, as this area is now called, consists of three places, mostly. Castleton, which is the hub of commerce and the largest city in the area. This is home of the Queen of the Commonwealth, who is named Queen Gladiola, and her prized pig, Princess Shmelda. It also consists of a place called the Hampshire, which is a largely rural area east of Castleton. It's home of numerous towns and villages, including your hometown where all of you live of Juneau, small town. There's also a place to the south that you would know of. It's called Rancho Romano. It's the breadbasket of the Commonwealth. It's where all the livestock are. It's where you grow produce. It's where you get all of your foodstuffs. The Commonwealth also includes a place called Stone City, which is a collection of salt mines and precious stone mines that you would be familiar with, as well as a place called the Green Mountains, which are north of Castleton, and the Chicory Forest in the northeast. So it encompasses a large area of land, again, mostly rural and filled with small villages, hamlets, things like that. If you work hard in this community, and you all work extremely hard, clearly, it's easy to live a middle-class lifestyle. You have modern accommodations, things like homes with hearths inside, mostly watertight wood roofs, beds made of fine straw and finely woven wool blankets. You have small personal gardens in your front yards, even locally produced artwork, things like stonework or carved wood. Pottery and fresh flowers are also very common as home decorations. You will all have pots everywhere. There's just lots of pots. We come to our group on a Tuesday. You're enjoying
Tuesday.
turns out. You're enjoying an ale after work. You just finished this statue. It took you a few days to build all of you together. It's a lot of fine carved detail work. And you're at your favorite watering hole in Castleton. It's right on the outskirts, right as you're leaving the city. It's a place called Bar Isabella. Basically, you had all received your paycheck for this job. It's 20 ruples each. So that was added to your totals already. So you all have your totals of what money you have. Basically, it's well past dark. They just called last call. And generally speaking, what you would do from here is you would get in your cart with Fido, your donkey, and you'd head back home, back to Juneau.
Fido the donkey.
We would all be headed back home. We live together, or just?
So you all live in a small town called Juneau. There's probably about 50 people who live there, give or take. It's a town of small homes, sort of like studio style apartment homes or dwellings, or single room or maybe 2-room homes. They're very small, very quaint, very humble. Middle class working people homes. And basically you'd be heading back there for the night unless there was anything you guys wanted to do or discuss before you did.
Quick question.
Yes.
So there's Castleton.
Yes.
There's Rancho Romano. And Romano. And what was the
Like
third
the
place
cheese.
again?
Juneau.
Yeah, what was?
Juneau, which is your hometown.
Great.
And-
This is called Juneau, straight up. Okay.
And
Yeah.
Stone City and Green Mountain.
Yeah.
To the north.
Yeah. Again, I know this is a lot to lay on everyone right at the beginning of this. At some point in time, I'll actually draw you a map.
Okay.
That
There'll
that
be
you can
a
that you can look
geography
at.
lesson later.
There will be. But in any event, if you do need any information about any of these places, these are all places that you would know. You live in this. You
Okay.
live in this world. These
And
are
we
all places
know-
you would know well.
We know each other pretty well, right?
Yeah, because you all live in the same town. You all have the same profession. You all took the same cart here in the morning to work.
Okay. So,
So you're all neighbors.
So maybe we can introduce ourselves.
This is a great time for that.
The first time, yeah.
I will start with Melissa to my left. Melissa, who are you playing?
I'm playing Jack X. I'm from Juneau. Pretty sturdy, short, stocky, chiseled, very, very nice features. Real sharp,
Decoration stack.
Features?
muscular,
Okay.
big ol' arms. Can handle a nice sized pickaxe. But I'm very, very dumb. Or I'm not that smart, I should say. And that's it.
Okay.
All right. Daye, who are you this evening?
Sure. So my character's name is Frank. It's short for Francine, but you all know if you call me that, I will smash your big toe with a hammer. You do not call me Francine. I'm in like my early 60s, but like strong as an ox. Don't take shit from anybody. I've got no like immediate family, at least that any of you know of. You've never seen me with like kids or a husband or anything. I'm tone tan and fabulous. I'm everyone's shit talking, no nonsense grandmother. But if you treat me like I'm old or weak, I will smash your toe with a hammer again.
And what do you go by?
Frank.
Frank.
Yeah.
Not
Got short cropped hair.
got
It's
it.
maybe like it's not gray yet. You don't know if she's figured out how to color it or not, but it's just like a dark brown.
And I should say as well, there's two different classes going on in this campaign. We have a people that we call the Orgon, who are generally a more hardy people, more geared towards strength and agility. And then we have our normal run-of-the-mill, let's call them human sort of people who live in what is called the Hampshire. And that is, of course, Jaymes and Bobby. And let's find out what's going on with Bobby and who his character is going to be.
I wanted to
yes.
it's seashell vids. Frank's pronouns are she, her, but
I'm
like
listening.
she's not girly.
I'm a him.
Okay.
I am Hem-he. I am Quentin Tybalt Kensington III, and I have unfortunately been downgraded from a nicer area to this, cesspool, unfortunately. My toe is currently throbbing from Frank hitting it several times already this week. I'm very, very soft but beautiful. I have curly blonde, dirty blonde hair. I'm dressed kind of nicely, but my nice clothes are kind of frayed from working nowadays. And I have the body of a dancer, let's say. That's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Body of a dancer. Like it. And last but not least, Jaymes, the normal DM. Who are you going to be playing today?
My name is Cervantes. I am very small, tallish, but wiry frame. And I am very into detail work. I don't do much of the heavy lifting, but I have an eye for detail. So I stick to doing most of the intricate works that the Ogren don't quite have such a knack for. I have very pale skin as I wear a hat. The sun, it does bad things to my skin, so I try to stay out of it as much as possible.
Right. Well, with that, our
My
group
pronouns are he, him. Just if that matters.
with that, our group gathers up their belongings, pays for their drinks, and waves goodbye to their bartender as they head back out into the street and get on their cart, which is it's a nice sized cart. It's definitely fits two people up. It's more like a covered wagon, almost sort of thing. It fits two people in the front without the cover, of course. And very clearly or easily fits several people in the back, as well as provisions if you needed, stones or tools or hay or whatever you might need to gather. And
I call the crossbow, which is basically this world's equivalent of calling shotgun. So
anyone gonna Rochambeau for it or no fight? Who's
Can I
driving?
just shove him out of the way?
Okay.
oh.
Age before
Excuse me.
beauty. I climb in.
This has been a thing all week, whatever. I don't care. I'm not going to fight over it. I'll be civil, unlike you, Francis.
I huck a loogie in front of him.
At him or just in front of him?
No, in front of him. In front of him. Not at him.
Okay.
Yes, let me... Calling her Francis is not end well for you, my friend.
Oh, sorry, Frankie, I mean.
Well, Frank is the
I don't love
preferred
it, but I'll let that slide because it's.
one. Come, sit in the back with me. Let us chat.
Yes, of course, Cervantes. By the way, excellent work today on that statue. You really are quite a magnificent mason, whatever you call it.
I
I don't
consider
know.
myself an artist. My medium is stone. So, aren't we all, though? On some degree. But thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Where did you learn to mason?
I learned here and there. I kind of take up things pretty quickly. So, but like I was saying earlier today, I kind of more oversee things, kind of watch over everyone. My father kind of prefers it that way. I kind of am more of a leader class of person. So,
A big picture, man.
yes, exactly.
Yes.
You understand.
I
you
am more
understand.
of a small details, and you are more big picture. Yes. This
Yes,
is
and then we
good.
have the brutes. And then we have the brutes to do more of the labor, like my porcelain doll here, Jack Axe. Pretty on the outside. Look at those rippling biceps, but a little empty on the inside, unfortunately.
What?
Nothing, Jack. Don't worry about it.
Well, and I'll kind of look at them. I've lived with them for quite a while, so I'm just kind of like, well, yes. I don't know if I agree with all of what you're saying, but very pretty on the outside. He is
Very
works
pretty.
hard on those muscles. The
Yes,
hard
he
worker.
does.
What?
Right, Jack X?
I must say they are very nice, aren't they?
They almost
Yes.
have their own sound effect whenever he does that. Like it is like a
Yes.
boom, like just. Right.
It's like the gravity for the eyes. They flex
is.
and your eyes cannot look away.
It's impeccable.
Speaking of
Hey,
gravity,
Jack, I think they want a room with you.
I feel a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah. You could just hit him.
It's not my intention.
Yes, we mean only but best intentions, Jack X. Don't worry, we're not trying to upset you. I apologize. We just admire your good looks and your physique.
And Frank, you are no slouch yourself. Do not want to leave
No.
you out.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I work very hard on my looks,
Although I was
so
speaking
anything
to
I can
Frank,
get, I'll take.
But you have.
Oh, Frank, yes.
Yes, you have your own.
I'm sorry, I just assumed you were speaking to me, not this, aged individual, let's say.
Well, you know they say age before beauty, but
Sure,
may
but
have a bit
maybe
of
to-
both, eh?
Yes, age before beauty to the deathbed, for sure, yes. Yeah, of course. But other than that, beauty before age, always.
Can I be driving home as they're?
oh, you're definitely, yeah,
Sorry.
you can definitely be the
Yeah,
driver.
cut us off. Cut
Um,
us off. Let's get it out of here.
And as the driver, you would be the first to notice the rumbling sound.
Of the wheels on the carriage?
You aren't sure, really. You do notice it's a rumble, but maybe it was one too many drinks at the bar, or maybe not.
Can I okay. Can I investigate?
You
Is
can.
there-
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead and investigate.
Oh, with disadvantage.
It would be with disadvantage.
10.
10. Yeah, this is not a rumbling that you're familiar with. It's not your stomach. That's easy to rule out. It's
The stomach.
coming from below you, and before you know it, you feel a sinking sensation. In fact, all of you feel a sinking sensation. In fact, the ground starts to rumble and open up below you, and before
Jump.
you know it,
Evacuate.
your entire cart is falling down a hole, which is
Oh.
opened, a sinkhole, which is opened in the road.
Oh my gosh.
You crash.
I just
Jack,
hold
save us.
on.
Fido.
I'm just like I'm just like the native
hold on.
Californian in an earthquake. I'm just like,
Yeah. You're hunkered.
I hold on.
Stop
I hold on to Jack's rippling biceps.
I try to hug Fido.
consent.
That's a
The
smart
donkey.
You try-
move.
Okay.
Is Fido falling down too, or did the cart just fall and Fido is fine?
Your cart and Fido and you are all falling.
Okay.
You want to try to hug
Can
Fido?
I grab Fido in my
I'll
fright?
try to
Yeah.
comfort him.
You-
Yeah,
you
I'll
can.
also. There.
I mean, like, just.
Donkey.
Roll a athletics check.
There.
I got a 4.
Got a 4.
How's
okay.
that? What does that look like?
So as you're falling, Cervantes jumps to try to save his prized donkey Fido. Thankfully, or maybe not thankfully, you do end up on the back of Fido, and Fido cushions your blow as you crash to the floor 30 feet below.
Oh.
No. Fido. Fido. Can I check? Can I check Fido before the other?
You can check. You can check Fido.
And Fido's perfectly
Oh,
fine, obviously.
I got the 13 for investigation.
Yeah,
Fido,
and
Fido,
that
my old
would
friend.
that would very easily tell you that Fido had died during that fall.
Oh, Fido. No. Fido.
But rest assured,
Oh, who has made this sinkhole? Why is it that the gods above do not see it fit? They
Oof,
take all
you
of
give-
my friends from me.
And I walk over to him and there, yeah, just like Jack. There.
Oh, you give the term wailing mule a whole new reason. Let's just stop altogether. Stop it. Figure out what's going on and fix this now.
I know.
Are we all in the hole right?
all of you are miraculously okay. You've suffered no damage despite somehow falling. It was a slow fall. It happened gently, but you definitely fell 30 feet into a hole. Your only light source at this point in time is a gaping hole directly above you that the moonlight is shining in through. Beyond that, it's pitch blackness. There's a silhouette on the broken cart. There's a silhouette on poor deceased Fido. Beyond that,
You have
Should
given
we,
your life to protect me, and this sacrifice
take my-
will never be forgotten.
You actually jumped on him, but okay. And can I take out my lantern and light it?
you may take out your lantern and light it. And as you do that, roll a perception check for me, if you don't mind.
I don't mind. Gosh.
Is that a disadvantage one? Yeah, I think it is.
I don't know. I don't know what I have at disadvantage versus
Everything.
normal.
Yeah, pretty much everything. Everything that's not like strength or
Strength
dexterity.
and dex is advantage. Everything else is disadvantage. So investigation
Oh,
and perception
there you
would be
That's
disadvantage.
gonna be a 4.
Okay.
We're gonna be failing
Nice.
all over.
4.
My first roll is a
Fist bump.
19. That hurt.
There we go.
We'll take the average. You look around.
He's like, I need you to find something.
Your lantern casts light on a room. It seems to be. It's not very wide, but it's deliberately carved. This is not something that just happened to be there. This is not a random cave. It's probably part of the mining operation from the mines nearby. Actually, maybe their negligence caused the roof collapse. You're not really sure, but you do notice as you look around geometric shapes, sharp angles, and weird glistening square-like structures that you would see on the walls.
Where
Okay,
have we
can I-
fallen? What
I want to
is this
go
place?
towards the glistening squares. I won't touch it, but I want to get closer.
Yeah. You get closer and they're geometric shapes. You work with rocks. You've seen this sort of thing before. This is something that has naturally grown this way. It's almost white. The walls are almost white, powdery a little bit. In the places where they aren't gray.
I will also take out my lantern and light it.
Yeah.
I want to investigate these shapes in the walls. Are there any exits from this room?
Yeah, you do notice, as you're kind of looking around, there's a pathway ahead of you. And it might have several different paths leading off of it, but it definitely goes straight ahead and then turns to your left.
And what are the different shapes I am seeing?
You're seeing geometric patterns, natural-looking geometric patterns. Squares, rectangles, that sort of thing. You've probably roll a history check.
Well, I just rolled a 5.
Okay. Yeah, you don't know what these are.
Yes.
You could try to investigate some more. Maybe try to
Can I?
hammer one off the wall. You could try to do something to them.
So are they engraved into the wall, or are they actual
Formations?
3D
Yeah.
formations that have naturally grown out?
It looks like they've grown.
Oh.
Coming out of the wall, or
Yeah.
in
Yeah. So this is it's a man carved or a human or whatever half-sure carved cave. It's definitely carved by someone and for a specific purpose. It seems. It looks like maybe they're looking for these geometric shapes.
Strange. Have any of you heard of these strange shapes growing?
And you said there was a weird dust on the walls.
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah. It's coarse. It feels familiar.
Can I?
Yeah. It's salt. You know it instantly.
Alright.
You're in a rock salt cave. This is where they mine rock salt. You put two and
We're
two
in
together.
a rock salt cave, guys.
Oh. Does this not help us in any way? Getting out though.
And we can I mine some of the chunks off and put them in a bag? Is it
Yeah.
worth something?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, this is one of the prime exports of the region that you're in. Rock salt, as
yeah.
well as rocks. Yeah, so this is definitely something that you would be able to sell in a marketplace. Someone would want this.
and it's just
How?
Yeah.
Sorry. How big are the?
They grow in crystals. So you would be able to mine off a bunch of small crystals that would then be able to be refined into, rock salt later on, ground down into granulated,
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
And
That-
anyone is free to
That's
do
not
that?
helping.
Or is it? Would we know if it's against any mining rules or
You don't see anyone around to tell you no.
do it? Frank, do it.
I don't see how rocks are going to help us. We could probably use a rope. Anyone
That's
up
just
there?
not-
If we all shout, I'm sure someone will help us eventually. That's how the world works. Hello?
Did not
And you
see
hear
anyone outside.
the sound echo down a hallway.
Can I tap
I
on
walk towards
one of-
that hallway.
And can I tap on one of the geometric shapes? With
Yeah,
like
you
my
can-
little axe?
You're just going to shear some rock salt off and put it in your bag, I imagine, right?
Or is this on the geometric?
Yeah, that is what the geometric shapes are. Because the salt, it grows in crystals.
Oh, gotcha,
It's a whole thing.
Oh, I got it. I picked it up. I got it.
Roll with me, guys.
Roll now?
No, don't actually roll. Don't roll anything. Frank, you head toward this hallway, which is in front of you, where Quentin's voice is echoing down, and you notice it seems like there's a few different paths ahead of you. You don't know which one's the right one. It's kind of more of a guess sort of thing. In fact, specifically, as you investigate, you see there are 3 paths ahead of you.
Can I yell down like all 3 of them and see which one echoes more or something?
Sure.
Amazing. That was my first thought too. I high five Jackaxe.
Yeah. Roll a performance check.
Someone wants to help me out.
Perception on how well you can hear your voice reflecting off things.
Oh.
Well, okay. And are you yelling down all 3, or are you picking a specific one?
Yeah, I'll do all 3 if I can.
Okay.
If it's not too much.
Is there
There's
music coming from any of these 3? Can I hear it better out of one tunnel?
they sound pretty consistent as far as what the sounds that you
As far
hear
as the echo
are.
reach
Yeah,
out.
it seems pretty consistent.
Everyone heard that, I'm sure.
Yeah, you shared that information with the group.
I listen to see if anything is making a sound back.
And you don't hear much, maybe like a faint dripping.
Oh,
But
Water. Should we head towards the water? Dripping.
I am not good with these types of things, so I think
I'd
it's
like to
best
head
we
down the one
stick
with
together.
water dripping. Water dripping.
What, and get my furs wet? We can't
You
go down
can
that
go
way.
a different way. You go that way. That's
I'll-
definitely the way out.
I'll
You
follow
go to the
Frank.
right.
I'm gonna follow Frank.
Yes,
All right.
Frank is never steered me wrong before.
okay. So Frank, Jack,
guess I'll-
and
Guess I'll follow.
the entire party. Then
You always do.
I put my furs away.
the entire party moves into an adjacent room, a large space, a giant space, held up by columns, stone carved columns. This was maybe like a central hub sort of point of this cave system that had been dug out. It seems to be basically strip mined full of salt. There's no more salt available in this space. But you hear the faint tapping of water, and you think you might see a light coming from ahead of you.
Oh,
It's hard to tell.
Good.
Great.
Good help. We can go that
Eh.
way. There's light.
A natural
Proceed
light or
with caution.
warm? Is it warm or
I say.
a
It's not
full
warm.
light?
It's
Like
it's
Full
a
light?
it's a warm light. It's like it flickers a little bit, maybe like a candle light or something. Yeah, musty though.
why? Do
Dripping.
you think there is something dangerous in here? We should proceed with caution.
And I just said that. Yeah.
No, I'm asking. Why do you think there is something dangerous in here?
Well, we don't know what's down here. We should, proceed with caution. And I move forward with my lantern cautiously.
I will do the same.
I think I
lantern.
will
Right behind
pull
Jack.
out my. I think I will
In
pull
the
out
same
my
space.
little.
Oh yeah,
hammers.
I'll pull out a hammer with my other
Oh.
hand. I'll
Okay.
Yeah. Now I'm
And I'll-
left-handed. Frank's left-handed.
And I'm just gonna look back at Cervantes and tighten my ass a little.
Wow. So many gravitational forces,
mean-
all pulling in different directions.
No
Again,
one at a
just
time.
Just another sound effect. Oh, wow. Wow, look at that. It's just, okay. Well,
You are skilled in so many ways. You should do it.
What's
stay-
If I was
What's
a poet.
Bobby's character's name again?
everyone stay tight.
Tybalt?
Quentin.
Is Bobby Quentin?
Quentin.
Yes, Quentin Tybalt Kensington III.
Kensington.
And I'm going to stay closer to Jack Axe. Everyone just stay careful and close knit. We have to be safe.
And as you walk, you start hearing a splash sound. There's water at your feet. You're heading toward some sort of liquid.
Oh, goodness. Someone
do
carry me.
Yes, I do not want to get my boots wet. If we can avoid it.
I'll scout ahead. I'll see if this is like leading into a lake or if it's just like a little bit of water and then a way out. Or
It
Yes,
doesn't.
let the eldest go.
Yeah. And as you proceed through this next room, it doesn't seem like it's leading toward a lake. In fact, you come to the other side of the room, and there doesn't seem to be any obvious exit. Actually, roll an investigation check for me with disadvantage.
Oh, okay. 9.
9. You come to a portion of the wall that looks a little different than the rest of it. I don't know, it's almost like it's got a seam. And when you press on it, it's not rock. It's disguised. It's something that's meant to look like rock, but it's definitely not rock.
I friggin' shoulder it.
Shoulder it.
I like ram my body into it.
No, she
And-
friggin' shoulders it.
Friggin'
And
shoulder it.
you hear a resounding thud through the room. But no
Did it
budge.
move?
Oh.
It didn't.
I call Jack Axe over and I'm like, I think this moves.
Oh, you too, huh? Oh,
What?
the door. I'm gonna
Yeah,
try
the
pushing
door.
it too.
Okay. On the count of 3. And
Do
then
they
on-
roll?
You can roll a strength test. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, strength is with advantage.
It is with advantage.
Oh, she should have gotten advantage. Oh my gosh, it didn't help.
I didn't
Dang
roll
it.
at all.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
rolled a 14 for that.
14.
I rolled a 9.
14 and a 9. You both 1, 2, 3, and ram your shoulders into this door as hard as you possibly can, trying to get it to budge. But it doesn't. Doesn't seem like maybe it even opens at all. Maybe there's a trick to it. And Quentin, roll an investigation check for me, please, if you don't mind.
I speak friend. I say friend.
Elven.
I see friend in
Oh.
Elven.
14.
14. The water that you had been stepping in when you first entered this room, it's deeper. It's not much deeper, but it's noticeably deeper. It's kind of starting to creep up your feet. It's maybe heading towards your ankles.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. The water here is definitely deeper. We should head back and just try to keep calling for help. It's moving up my ankle.
And where's the
Is
water
there anything-
coming from?
Yeah, where? Yeah.
Roll an
Can I
investigation
kind of
check.
hold up my lantern to wherever the water's coming from? That's a 18.
18. You don't see it pouring out of any walls. It's not coming from the ceiling.
Oh, it's bubbling up. Okay.
And as you look around, you don't see how you came into this room anymore.
Oh, excuse me. Jack and Frank. It looks like the doorway that we came in is not available anymore. But we are filling up with water.
That sounds problematic.
Yes.
I turn around and start looking at the direction we came in. And is it solid wall now?
You don't see any sort of entrance or exit.
Oh no.
Well,
This
that's
is
just
like
solid-
this place.
possible.
What was once a tunnel is now solid wall, is what you're saying?
Basically, yeah.
I slam my body into the thing again, thinking maybe it's a button that turns the tunnel off.
I'm gonna pull out my chiseling tools and start frantically smashing the door in with my tools.
Can I like hit another door or another wall somewhere else too? Just start hitting. walls.
Yeah. Roll an investigation check, Jack. Tell me what you find.
You want me to
9.
roll
A 9?
for slamming
17.
my body into the thing again?
Oh, I'm sorry. What, a 9 and a 17?
Yeah.
Okay. Jack wanders around the room looking for some sort of escape, feeling this water very clearly creep up your legs now. This place is filling fast. You're not exactly sure where it's coming from. Again, it's not coming from the walls. You slam into the different walls and to no effect. But as you move around the room, you start to notice there is something odd about this room. Perhaps it's on the floor.
Oh. Yes, I want to check to see where the water's coming from. If it's coming from the floor, I want to check to see if there's like a duct or something large enough.
Roll an investigation check.
That is a natural one.
Natural 1.
Continue to bang at the door with my chisel.
Yeah, basically.
And while everyone's like banging against the walls and stuff, and like there's like rocks, like rock chips flying in my face, I kind of just like, oh, and I'm gonna like just like back up kind of, and then like trip and like fall into the center of the room, into the water.
Oh, and as you do that, you feel a current. It's coming from somewhere. Is it coming from below you?
Everyone, I'm all wet, first of all. That's the first news. Second news, I think we need to go down here, unfortunately, to get out.
Oh, you have found an exit.
Yes, an unfortunate exit, but I think this is it.
Great job, Quentin.
And at this point in time, the water is about up to your calves.
Oh,
As Quentin locates what is essentially where the water is coming from. Quentin, you, through careful observation, realize that there's something metal on the floor here. It's not stone, it's metal, and it feels maybe like a grate. Now, how you get out of this room, I'm not sure. But you've realized that there is a grate in the center of the...
Jack X, would you mind taking this grate off? Maybe we need to get through there, but this is in the way.
I will try. And I'm gonna go down and
Strength check it.
with advantage.
Muscles are just...
17.
17. Jack Axe pulls with all his strength and beautiful muscles. And you slide a very heavy something great out of the way, leading to more water pouring into the room more quickly now.
All right, I'm gonna.
It's about up to your knees at this point.
I'm gonna say
as
I'll
you
be
get
back.
the grate out of its spot.
Can I
Do we know how to swim?
go in? Yeah, can we?
You all know how to swim. Yeah, of course.
I've been taught.
Checking.
Yeah,
Not
you've
you.
all- you've
I
all
know
been taught.
you know how to swim.
That's par for the course for the people of the Hampshire or Oregonians. Or I hadn't decided.
Should someone aid our elder?
Are we going in there?
I elbow him and I jump down the thing.
Stronger
Okay.
than I anticipated. Okay.
Yes. I will wait here for your return. Come back soon. Let me know if it's safe.
I think we all have to go. Unfortunately, I'll drown. Okay, bye.
I will. Oh. I
Oh.
will wait here to hear good or bad. Right?
So everyone but Cervantes is going, basically, at this point.
Do I have a second to try to pry open that little crease thing, or is it full of water?
Try.
It won't open though because it's full of water.
You've got
There's too much pressure.
it's up to your knees and heading higher very quickly.
I'll jump. I'll go in with my breath held.
All right.
Yeah, I'll wait until I can't anymore, and like waiting for someone to come save me. It's not happening, so I'll just jump into the thing.
Our 4 intrepid heroes blindly go into a grate in the floor, hoping that there's some sort of exit on the other side. And thankfully, they were right. They resurface. Basically, you headed in the direction of where the door was that you noticed, the seamed door that you weren't able to open. That was the only path. And it was shallow. The water was clearly coming from here, and you were underwater for maybe 15 seconds as you swam forward, maybe 30 feet.
Cool.
I am too precious to die down here. I am so glad this worked out. Okay.
And
someone lead the
Quentin,
way.
You surface first into a new space. You're in a pool of water. It seems like there's land in front of you. It's very dimly lit, but it's lit.
Okay, I get onto the land. Okay. Help! Someone help!
And as you call out for help, you hear tink and feel a breeze go past your hair. What's your hair like?
It was nicely done. And blonde, kind of dirty blonde curls to it, but now it's just a wet mop of mess. I hate it.
And just a little bit of your bangs that were flipped out got sheared off in this process as you felt what you believe is an arrow fly past your head and hit the wall behind you. And you heard distance.
I surrender.
The next one won't miss. Who are you?
We're trapped.
Why are you here?
We're trapped.
Are we all together right now?
Who is we?
We're just stonemasons. We fell in a sinkhole. We're trying to get out. Do you know the way
Lies.
out? Who are you?
really?
Who are you really?
I mean, for God's sakes, look at me. I'm not meant to be
look
down
at him.
in caves. This is clearly an accident.
Look at our tools. And I throw them in front of me from the sea.
And in the distance, you see a young face pop up from behind something, maybe barrels. It's very dimly lit. There's a couple candles lit in the rear of the room. So he's silhouetted, but you can tell it's a boy, maybe not more than a teenager.
That's who we heard too.
How did you get here? Why are you here? This isn't... The only entrance is the other direction.
We swam.
Well, obviously you swam. You didn't do the secret knock. Never mind.
Oh, there's a knock. I look at Jackaxe should try that.
I'm just glad you're not the try guy. Here, come. Dry off.
I'm sorry. Thank you. As I proceed to dry off, I'm like, who? The who?
Try guy.
I pick my tools. Who are they?
The try guy. Where have you been? You've never heard of the Order of the Brown Hand? The Devils of the East. The Triga. Gods.
We carve statues up there. I don't know what goes on down here.
And Kasparov tells you a tale. By the way, sorry. Remember my manners. I'm Kasparov. And I'm sorry that you've made your way here. Typically, this is a trap. We were expecting foes. You clearly are not.
I'm Jack.
And
Nice
I'll
to meet you,
submerge.
Jack. And an arrow gets readied. Who is he?
Oh, we are all dead.
He's with us,
We are all
he's
dead.
with
We
us,
are all
he's with us,
dead.
he's with us,
Fido,
he's with
I am
us.
coming to you, Fido.
Oh my god, shut up, Cervantes.
Finally not a dragon. No one would beg for their life. Come, you two, here. Take this, dry off.
What? What is
And
happening?
Kasparov, who is in front of you, a boy, not more than a teenager, tells you about what you apparently did not know. He tells you about the Tryga. The Tryga, also known as the Order of the Brown Hand. People from the East who follow someone who they call the Usurper. The one whose name they don't even mention. It's a curse word. And he tells you about how they've taken some sort of powerful weapon. Something that can turn people or whole cities into ash. Something they've used to take over a place which was then called the Old City. And left it in ruins. He tells you about the hordes of displaced people who've had to move out of the east and have started to head west. He tells you about.
Heard of this?
Yeah, have we heard of any of this? Or
You haven't heard of any of this because the east and the west are separated by what is called the Rift, which is basically a continental divide. It's a very large one. So unless you, and it's very steep as well. So basically in the center of the continent of Jarule, there's a large hole, as it were.
Yeah.
Very steep on both sides. There's water down at the bottom and a lot of dangerous creatures. No one goes down there. In fact, you don't try to cross over. Which is why you're so separated. Growing up in the West, you're pretty insulated from all of the turmoil and strife that's happened in the East over several generations. The East is where the Black Mountains are, which you may have heard of. The Black Mountains, of course, for those who played the first campaign or where the campaign took place.
Okay.
and we're on
He tells you
the east side.
we're on the eastern. No, we're on the western side
Oh,
right
okay,
now
okay.
of Jarule.
West side?
Sweet.
Kasparov goes on to explain he's a member of a secret group of freedom fighters, basically. Their aim is to stop the Tryga in their tracks, basically. Stop them from ever passing over the rift. And he, speaking back in the first person now. So if you haven't heard of the Tryga, you haven't heard of the Code of Konami.
No.
Code of Konami.
The Code of Konami. This is our secret society, as it were. We aim to stop the Tryga in their tracks. We're not going to let them pass the rift and take over the Western world. It would be a travesty.
Yeah,
we
we
need to
would
stop them
prefer
in their
that
place.
not happen. They don't sound great.
They're not, I can assure you.
Well, we are so lucky to have people like you taking care of us.
Yeah. How,
Well,
Yes.
how do we get out of here?
Yes. You good luck with your task.
getting out of
yes,
here is easy.
I'll see you later.
Now,
Yes, Kasparov, or may I short it to, I kind of like Casper more than Kasparov. So Casper, we don't really care about this. We're just stonemasons. We're not here to save the day. So have fun with that. Where is the exit?
you might be more interested in saving the day if you knew that they were going to be coming for your land and your lives.
Great,
But-
I don't really care. I want to get out of here right now. So
How do they plan on?
I thought you were the big picture guy, and I kind of like smack him in the head.
yes, of stonemasonry projects, not saving the world. What, do you want to save the world now, Franklin?
Isn't their name Frank?
Frank.
You just said Frank.
What do you call?
Oh, sorry,
You
Franny.
Oh,
Who's Franny?
he is not going to
Hey.
make it out of here.
Have I been away from the real world for that long? You people are strange.
No. Yeah, he is. He's a noble, if that clears anything.
Noble, yes, I am.
And how are you down here and no more than we do up there? How do you get? Where are you getting this intel?
Well, I came from the east, of course. We traveled as a group of us over here. We had a very specific goal, actually. We had heard that there was going to be a special tool, a shield, I believe, that would be able to stop the powerful weapon, the triumvirate, I believe is what they called it. Something that can actually reflect the weapon back at the foe's faces. And consequently, we had all moved here to head north to the Shrine of Ryda, which is above Orgon. You may be familiar. I see there's a couple of you who look like you've been to Orgon before.
Yeah, you're also throwing a lot of geography at us, and
Yes.
we're simple folk. So,
Oh, I have
you
something to
show
aid
us-
you with that. And
Oh.
Kasparov presents a map to you, and not physically to you right now, but to you. And basically, what this map shows is, it shows Castleton, which is where you are right now, which is about in the center of the map, and north of there is Orgon. Orgon is a place that you definitely have visited before, Frank. You've been there several times. In fact, you know people there very well. North of Orgon is a mountain pass that you also would have heard of. That mountain pass is called, it's called the maps. It's called the Granite Hills. And in the Granite Hills is a place called the Shrine of Ryda. And Ryda is an old god. Ryda is before everyone's time. Before the Hapshire, before the Commonwealth, before the old city. Ryda is ancient. Maybe older than time itself. But consequently, you know there's a shrine to this god Ryda, north of Orgon, and Kasparov presents to you a map which indicates this. It shows you Orgon, it shows you the Granite Hills, it shows you the pathway through the Granite Hills, which is called Thou Shalt Not Pass, and has other bits of information on it, which we can discuss as we get there. Unfortunately, there was more to my group. Clearly, it's just me now. There were 6 others. They had traveled north.
What happened to them?
Well, now, they traveled north. They tried to move their way to the Shrine of Ryda to capture what we believe is the shield that's there, and well, they haven't returned. And they were due back 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry.
Why are you still here?
Someone has to hold down the fort. There's only one of me. I'm not much good anyway. Look at me. And he's young. I mean, he's super young.
Sure.
I wouldn't be much good in a pinch. Better for me to stay here and let the real adults do the work, if you know what I mean.
Well, not only the real adults, but the ones who are trained for this kind of thing.
Listen,
Yes. Yeah.
we're not of much means, but I can give each one of you 100 ruples if you go find my friends.
Well,
That's a pretty good sum of money.
You
You said
cannot-
you're artisans?
Yeah.
Artisans? Yeah. This is several times the amount that you would make in a month. This is a
Yes.
pretty good haul.
But I keep all my limbs, and I like that for doing more art.
Well, I don't know if there's any sort of danger. For all I know, they got trapped in a storm or ended up in Orgon. It's a fantastic city. There's really no reason to leave there.
Well, maybe.
All I ask you to do is, if you're heading north, and you happen to make it to Orgon, and you happen to be there, just ask around. See if maybe they found some travelers. Perhaps they know what happened to them. Maybe you find them even, and you tell them to come home. I don't know.
Okay,
What are their
everyone,
names?
sidebar, group huddle.
Cool.
Well,
Oh, we'll be that.
Group
I do want to
huddle.
put up this offer. I do like money. I will offer you some information though, if you want to, Casper, for some ruples.
He doesn't
Well-
care about that.
We'd be interested in information, but I'm more interested in my party and their safe return.
Fine. Let's talk, group.
Can we tell from the map like how far a travel it would be to get to the place he wants us to go? Like how many
Yeah, because we
days?
were heading to Juneau, right? So, how far
Juneau
out of our
is
way?
Juneau is like right around the corner basically from Castleton. It's just a suburb, more or less. Oregon is about a day's ride, or maybe a day and a half ride north of Juneau and Castleton. And the place
How long of a walk is it now that Fido's dead?
Well, Fido's dead, but
How much
You have
does a
other
new
donkeys.
donkey cost? Oh, we have other donkeys. Okay.
yeah,
I know.
Are they down with us in this cave?
they're not in the cave with you now. But if you were to travel to Juneau, it's very likely that you would be able to pick up your other donkey,
Okay,
and
listen.
your spare cart.
Party group. 100 rubles. Is this worth making a trek onto?
Probably not, but I don't think he's gonna show us the way out unless we agree. So.
Yes. Well, how much is your word
Also,
worth?
I don't-
Is your...
I don't love the idea of these guys he's talking about. Like, I don't really want them disrupting our lives, which are pretty great, except for this hole we just fell into. So, if we can, like, nip it in the bud.
You raise a good point.
I have a better point. He's saying he has 400 rupees to give us. Why don't we just take it from him right now and leave?
We still won't know how to get out of here.
Well, look, and we also need these people to protect us from the Triga, as they say, right?
Also, can
Yes?
I'm gonna, like, slam him against the wall and be like, you're asking us to murder a child? And just, like,
He's a
rage.
teen. I mean, maybe early teens, but he's still a teen, not a child. So,
I like,
different.
Growl. I'm like,
All right, we won't murder the child.
I'm actually the wall that she slammed. She slammed.
Francis or Francine.
I
Nice.
slammed you.
Well,
Yes. Small boy, Kasparov.
What's your decision?
If you will give us 100 rubles, we will go look for your friends.
100 now, 300 when you return.
what if they do not
Okay.
want to return?
I will take my cut now, and everyone will get their cut when we are done.
No,
This
no,
is
no,
settled.
no, no,
Okay,
no, no, no.
thank you.
That's not how it works. You give he didn't give you anything. You just put your hand up in the air. You have to give us each part of it.
Okay, I will give you one
Fair
each,
part of it.
and you get 99 later when we are done. Deal. Everyone, this is great news. Thank you. I'll reach my hand out to shake his hand.
Hey, it seems fair to give you 100 now and 300 later.
We will
I just
find
hope that.
your party.
Well,
Trust us. Trust
hope.
us. Look, there's no reason for you not to trust us. Only good people fall into pit, yes?
listen.
I
If the
give him,
worst,
like, a sideways look, like,
if the worst has come of them, just make sure to give them an honorable burial.
We will. We will. Very similar to Donkey Fido I used to know.
Donkey
Yes.
Fido.
Yes, they gave him a quick burial, but it was very nice.
Well, he sounds like a true compatriot.
He was.
Donkey.
He was.
Donkey Fido.
Oh, you're making me tear up. Let's go, please.
Well,
All right.
here,
All right.
I would be remiss to leave you without something. Take the map.
Oh, thank you.
Take these 2 oat milks as well.
Oat milk.
Yes, and oat milk is a delicacy basically in the area.
How did you get
Um,
oat milk down here?
I bought it in Castleton.
Oh, so you do leave.
Well, yeah, there's a door. I told you this.
Wait, what? There was a door the whole time?
Yeah, which is why I was surprised that you came in through the back door, because normally people wouldn't, because it's a back door.
We
There's
fell
this-
through the roof door.
Oh. Well, I wasn't aware there was a roof door.
Well, there is
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Very much
All
so.
right.
Go
So
on
you
and
have
fix
a
that.
great evening, Casper. I am leaving now.
Yes.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you.
Well, travelers, nice to meet you. Please let me know what you find. And the door is right behind me. You can see it. It's,
wait,
it's right there.
can I ask him the names of the people we're looking for?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. And I'm gonna make them up on the spot. It's Bobby, Daye, Cullen, Jaymes, Melissa, and Jason. Was that 6?
Love that for
Great.
us.
It's gonna be hard
Alright.
to remember.
It might be.
Hope your friends aren't dead. Bye.
Especially
oh.
the one whose name starts with a J.
Wait, one more thing. In case you do meet another member of our code, you'll need this password, and he gives you the password for the code of Konami, which is, of course, up, down, left, right, B. And he writes that on the back of the map that he provides to you.
Left, right, BA.
BA, yeah.
BA. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Classic.
As you exit, you walk down a short hallway and you come to a door. It basically it lifts up, almost like a cellar door. And as it lifts, you realize it's nearly completely hidden. It's like branches and leaves which have been turned into like a secret door. You wouldn't ever be able to find it unless you knew where it was. And you exit, closing the door behind you, keeping a mental note of where you'd been. Juno, because you know this area, is a short walk down the hill. You're actually very close by.
So,
Okay.
All right.
And it's a few hours until daylight.
We need to get a new donkey. A few hours till daylight?
Yeah. So
Few
it was,
hours left, or it was nighttime when we were traveling?
it was nighttime when you were traveling. You left when the bars
okay.
closed. Let's call it 2 p.m. It's maybe
All right.
4 or 2 a.m. It's maybe 4 a.m. now. So you've got a couple hours before it's daylight out.
Okay.
Okay. So we go maybe take a rest when we get home. I will say someone needs to cuddle me because I am used to sleeping up against Fido. But we can
Cuddle
deal with
the
that
other
later.
donkey.
Well, no. Because,
Cuddle the other donkey.
Because you have to train donkeys to not kick in the middle of night. Many idiosyncrasies that do not match up with new donkey. Much easier. If I just sleep next to you, Frank. It'll be easy. Simple. Okay, now that
That
is
is
settled,
not
we
happening.
maybe take a rest and then buy new cart and donkey when we get home?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, okay. Sounds good, everyone. Let's go.
So everyone travels back down a short walk to their hometown of Juneau. A quaint, small village. Juneau is basically like a town square surrounded by a few houses that you would all live in. There's a local bar. It's called By the Gallon. It's a milk bar. Able to get local fresh produce and milk and things there. There's a small pond, as well as like a mayor's mansion sort of thing. The mayor's an asshole. You don't really like to talk to him. But you all basically travel back to your homes, settle down for a few more hours before daylight hits, and get a little rest.
A good workout in.
Because you walked really far.
Frank, what do you think was down those other passageways in the salt mines?
Man, I don't know. Different adventure.
Oh.
One could only hope.
Is this while you're cuddling?
No,
Yes.
he's not cuddling
Yes.
with me.
Frank, I would
Must.
appreciate it if you do not move too much in the night because I am a late sleeper.
He can
I
cuddle with
choose
me,
you.
but he has to sleep at my feet like a cat. That's the only way I'll let him.
Well, that's the way I prefer it. How else would you
Great.
sleep with
That's
another?
the only way it's happening.
Yes. I have very feline-like tendencies, so this works for me better.
Yeah, alright.
Your calves, they are very soft, like pillow.
Stop touching my calves! And I kick him.
So Frank reluctantly sleeps with Cervantes, as Cervantes acts as like a small cat, basically, that sleeps at the end of the bed. And you all wake to a beautiful next morning. Sun is out. Fido is still unfortunately dead. But you know that your friend in the milk bar By the Gallon, Leanna, she has a donkey. And she may be able to let you borrow it.
We don't have any more either. We have 0 left.
It's the town donkey. I don't know. Go talk to Leanna.
Hey, Jackax. You have a way using your gravitational pull to woo those to your side. Maybe use your amazing skills to maybe get
Just gonna
us
start walking over
a
there.
donkey. Huh?
I'm just gonna start walking over there
Okay,
to
great.
Leanna.
Great.
Okay, Jack, you walk into by the gallon, the milk bar, and you see a young lady, a Hampshire person by the name of Leanna, just kind of wiping down the bar, getting things ready for the day. It's pretty early. Jack, good morning. You're here early.
Hello. You have a. Can we borrow your donkey?
My donkey, Navi.
Yes.
Navi.
Why? What happened to Fido?
Oh. Cervantes cuddled him too hard.
Cervantes. I never liked that guy. Bad news. Bad news, that one. For you, Jack, yes.
Ooh.
You can take Navi. Navi's around the back in the stables. Do you need a cart?
That would be nice.
Oh, you're really wringing me dry here, Jack.
You're a pretty lady.
My gosh, Jack, you always know the way to have the kind words.
Here, give me a nice cold milk, and I'll slip her a few rupees. Ruples.
For you, Jack, anytime. And Jack delivers you a nice frothy glass of what type of milk do you want?
Frothy.
There's several. There's several. There's no blue milk, but there's cow, oat, sheep, and goat milk available. And each of them are 2.
I'll take goat milk and drop down 3 ruples.
Oh, how kind. Just make sure and get Navi. Oh, I didn't see you over there.
Oh, I'm in the background watching. I didn't go up to the counter.
Oh, okay.
I was just gonna say, my, this porcelain doll can sing. I was wrong about him.
So uncomfortable.
My muscle, my veins are just kind of bulging out too, you know. Shirt's real tight.
Yeah. Leanna fans herself.
Well,
Make sure and bring it back in one piece, won't you, Jack? Thanks for the tip.
see you later. Fine lady.
Bravo!
Kiss her
Good
hand.
job, Jackaxe.
Alright, cool. Whew. That's stressful.
You worked. It worked like a charm. You did perfectly.
So in the back, you find a donkey, Navi, the donkey, and a ramshackle cart. This isn't as good as the cart that you guys had. This is like a strictly utilitarian sort of cart. You can all fit in it, but it's mostly for hauling hay. And as you get everything saddled up, Leanna comes out of the back. Hey, are you going back to Castleton?
Are we?
Are we?
No,
I don't know. Are you?
Do we pass through it
We have
on
to
our
pass
way,
through.
or is it?
Well, if you happen to be over there, go speak with my friend, Bella, the oat vendor. We need some more oats.
And
Bella?
is this friend single, ready to mingle, or
Bella?
yes?
I don't know.
I just want to know.
I just know her as the oat vendor.
Because Jack is, very intimidating foe. Matters at the heart.
What? Just get in the cart.
That's a true statement.
Sorry. These idiots.
Anyway,
I'm just
if you don't
completely
mind,
oblivious.
I'll
to-
give you 25 rubles if you bring back the oats. No rush. It seems like you guys are in a hurry, but if you did happen to go back by Castleton and bring those back, we'll get you guys taken care of.
All right. Look, group huddle. It is
God, do we look like servants? Everyone's asking us to do things for them.
What
is happening?
25 rupees.
Everybody loves us.
Look.
Are we even
quick.
going through Castleton?
It is like the security of the East versus West war, or 25 rubles easily earned. I mean, we could just go get the oath and come back real quick. Jack, how quick is Donkey?
Do I see that? Can I?
Yeah, this is a fast donkey. This is something you could knock out in not very much time.
It is a Mustang breed donkey.
Thankfully, it's not very far distance either. So, I mean, this is a daily trek for you guys. You go to the city every day. This is where you work.
All right,
So you
let's
want-
go get the oats in case this other trip goes badly or Cervantes kills this donkey. At least we did her a favor.
Great plan, Frank. Frank, you are just fantastic. You have a mind, unlike others. Let us go.
And before you leave town, did everyone grab their stuff? Basically, yeah. You went back home. Everyone geared up for the day.
I refilled my lantern.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And I'm presupposing that everyone also grabbed their weapons.
Oh, we have weapons?
have-
I thought we just
do.
didn't like.
You all have weapons. You all rolled for weapons. So let me tell you what your
Oh
weapons
yeah, that's
are.
right.
Ah. We did this earlier, everyone. I'm very excited.
This happened earlier.
And armor too.
No, none of you have armor. So your AC is what it is, which was 11. You would be able to buy armor or shields or additional weapons or what have you in Castleton, which you happen to be maybe heading toward. But that would be the place to do it.
And Oregon maybe too, or just Castleton?
Oregon will also have vendors, yes. So it's kind of an either or sort of situation if the need arose. Jaymes, Cervantes, you have a trident as your weapon.
Great. It is long. It keeps foes
That's
from a long distance away, skewered onto my 3 points.
It's like stone too. The tip is stone. It's not iron or steel or anything like that. It's a very crude weapon, but
I
again,
have
stone
carved it
is kind of
myself.
what you deal with. Yeah,
I have
and
made
it's
this myself. It is very proportionate. It may seem simple, but it's very accurate.
and your trident does a d6 damage, though that
is
will change
very-
if you were to buy other weapons. In fact, everyone's
Very
initial
accurate.
weapons do a d6 damage.
Okay.
Jack Axe, you have, unsurprisingly, a two-handed axe
Nice.
that also does a d6 damage. Quentin Tybalt Kensington III, you have a sword,
All right.
Mm-hmm.
which does a d6 damage. And Frank, you have a two-handed hammer. Good to hit toes with if you needed. And that also does a d6 damage.
Got it.
All right. So where are you guys going? Are you going to Castleton? Are you going to take care of this errand? Or do you want to head to Oregon directly?
My vote is to do the errand first.
Yes, as everyone knows. Look. You must do all the side quests first before you do the main quests. Everyone knows this because side
Yeah,
quests
okay.
sometimes become
Variants.
unavailable. They become unavailable later in the game, so we must do this thing. Right?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Great.
Gain experience
Frank agrees
points.
with me. And Frank is the
Items.
wisest of all of us, so we shall do what
He's
she
the
says.
oldest, that's for sure. Yes.
Wow.
I clear my and I just like my hammer. I really want to go.
I clean my sword, and my sword is like extremely new. Like it's not even been used at all. Obviously, it's like
Oh, yeah.
super clean.
Yes.
Brand new. And our group heads to Castleton as they banter with each other and decorate or clean their weapons and such. Castleton, as you would all know, it's a relatively good-sized city. It's the largest city in the area. It houses maybe a couple thousand people total. At the south end of the city, there's a long path leading directly to an old fort, a fort that was built specifically in the Second Age, many hundreds of years ago. And this fort was kind of a piece of junk for a long time. But being as it is, in this city in the West, a city of art and architecture, it's been transformed over the years into what is just a beautiful work of carved stone, intricately carved and decorated stone. It's maybe 4 to 6 times the original size that it was, which is kind of just a tower, more or less, a small fort in the area. And of course, this is where our queen of the Commonwealth, Queen Gladiola, and her prized Princess Shmelda the pig live. They only have office hours on Friday from 2 to 6, so you unfortunately won't be able to visit them because it's Wednesday. But in the future,
Thursday.
No, it's Wednesday. 'Cause it was
Still.
Tuesday yesterday. The city is laid out in a couple different phases. As you enter, there's kind of smaller dwellings, sort of a tent city, people who are maybe staying for a short amount of time. Then you have progressively larger and larger houses as you moved over toward the castle area, toward the older areas of the city. There are street vendors scattered throughout. On the eastern side of the city, there's a village square. This is where you just built this fantastic Sam the Butcher statue. It's actually overlooking the square itself. And around the square, you would find all of your vendors. You have swords and stuff, which is your go-to place for swords and stuff. There's the Copper Pot, which is the swanky bar. This is the place that Quentin would probably hang out if he had to go there, the Copper Pot. There's the Sleep Inn, if you did need a rest. There's Bar Isabella, of course, which is in the far northeast part of the city, which is basically on your way out if you were leaving. And in the south, there's also stables. So if you did need to buy a donkey or a cart or perhaps a horse, that would be the place to do it. The vendor that you had specifically been asked to go find, the oat vendor, it just works at like a small stall, kind of in the middle of the city. You'd be able to go up and find her, basically.
Do you guys need to do some shopping? Maybe I can go see old vendor by myself without Jack, and you guys might do some shopping in the meantime.
Why do you want to go? Why do you want to go alone? That's strange.
Oh no, I just want to be considerate of your time. You guys have things to do.
Thank
We're
you.
very busy, and I will donate my time to make sure we got our
I'm gonna go look for some armor. While
quest
he
done.
rambles.
Yes, I will join Frankie in that quest.
I
Oh.
hit him.
Jack, where are you going?
Root.
Oh, fuck.
Which one? You gonna wingman it, or are you gonna go get some?
I'll go with Frank. And,
Okay. Cervantes travels
Quentin.
solo to the middle of the city, where the vendors are, the cart vendors, and happens upon the oat vendor, who is Leanna. Hey, can I help you?
Oh, hello, Liana. What is beautiful name? Where do you get this name?
My mom.
Oh, your mom chose it. Any reason? Just like the name, or is it family name?
It was in a book.
Ah. Well, I'm sure it was a very exciting story you are named after. I am here on somewhat of a business trip here, looking for opportunities such as this to buy and sell wares and other things, experiences, all the luck.
You're trying to sell me experiences?
No, trying to sell you on experiences. It is a very subtle difference.
What?
Maybe we can talk oat, and then maybe we can talk, I don't know, beer, wine, spirits, many things you can make from oat. It is
Someone
very
should have
interesting.
gone with him.
Yeah, my bad.
Well, you have a point. Really only interested in oats and making money, though.
Oh, yes? Well, I make lots of money.
You don't look like it.
Yeah, well, looks can be
Adam.
deceiving, you know? Just like the book you are named after, do not judge by the cover.
Oh,
It is
he
mostly
flirts
what
like a
is inside
blunt
the
hammer.
thought.
I make a lot of money.
Oh gosh, that totally took me by surprise.
I give her like a smoldering look. Just
Clearly, it's working.
is there something wrong with your face?
Blushing.
no. I am somewhat of a specialist. I like to look at fine details, and you have very enamoring details. The way your face is put together, your hair slides just slightly off of your brow. It looks very picturesque. You are like a statue, you know?
Are you gonna buy some oats, or are you just gonna
yes,
be creepy?
yes, I will buy oats. Very, of course I will buy oats. Why would I not buy oats? I'm here as an old vendor. I'm just trying to let you know there is many more things to life. Just like an oat can become bread, or it can become wine. An interaction such as this, you and I, it could be, just a one-time thing. We never see each other again, or could turn into something very different.
God, sir.
Listen,
Daye is just over it.
Cervantes.
Take Daye to a mixer.
Cervantes,
Like
right?
he's hitting this lady so hard with flirting, just like this as hard as possible.
Listen,
Oh my
Cervantes.
god.
You're I think you're barking up the wrong tree, if you know what I'm saying.
the wrong-
There's someone I'm already interested in. She lives over in a place called Juneau.
Oh, you're interested in her?
Ooh.
Well, that is one thing I cannot compete with. Well then, I wish you luck with your endeavor.
Well, thanks.
And if you ever need to add spice to your day, just let me know. You know, I live over in Jarule too. You know, things can get lonely, times can get long, days, nights cold. Just let me know. All right, I will buy this out from you, and I will see you later.
Okay. How much out are you getting? You getting like a bundle? You getting like 2 bundles?
Yeah, I'll do it to fill up my cart. How much is a cart full of oat?
That cart? The cart looks familiar.
Yes, it is from a very nice young lady.
Wait, are you here on behalf of Abella?
Well,
Yes, yes!
of course.
Oh,
God.
are you? Are you my? You're just picking up my oats to take to her.
Yes.
Oh, why didn't you say that in the first place?
Well, we were having such nice conversation. I did not want
Were
to
we?
mess up the flow, you know.
Okay.
The stars,
Listen, she
they
already-
move in a predetermined, they move in a very specific way in a predetermined thing. So, like, as a conversation, like the stars shines in the sky, you and I are having a time together that I did not want to stop.
I wanted it to stop, and I want it to stop now. She already paid for her wares. I'm just gonna load up 2 bales of this oat. That's all she was looking for, and you know, you seem like a nice guy. I wish you luck out there.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Yeah. And
And
Leanna.
let me help you. Let me help you with those bales of oats. And I roll a 2 for my strength check.
Oh, you look like you're having some trouble. Let me handle it. Let me handle it. And
yes. Wow.
yeah.
Brains.
God,
and brawn.
I was
All right.
screaming internally, just like you forgot like the mission. You have a mission.
I had a
Just
mission.
like
I am on a very
flirting so hard.
specific mission.
I have a mission.
It is a lifelong obsession, if you will. Okay. Yeah, I load it up. I'll bid her goodbye with a flourishing bow.
Truly.
And my big hat that keeps the sun off of me. And
she literally just like, see ya.
simple, I like it.
Yeah.
I will see you again soon, if you are lucky. Huh?
Oh my God.
Okay, goodbye.
So we are on our way to buy some armor. I I keep pointing out all the different structures my dad helped build, and it's always like, oh, that well over there, or oh, that's a horse trough over there. Yes, he designed that. Yes, out of like all of the amazing architecture in the city. Yeah. All right. So here's the store. So what do you want to get, everyone?
Well, what can we get? Like,
So you make it to
armor-wise?
swords and stuff, and it's true to its name. It's got a whole menagerie of different types of weapons, armors, a couple different types of armors. It's got shields. What specifically would you be looking for? And a lot of these, I should say, have just been taken straight from the D&D handbook. So it's very much like if it was in D&D, it's here.
Great.
Prices might be a little bit different.
But,
Well, what are
I
you
was
looking for? You're looking for something
like,
specific.
something like just like leathers or art, just like literally like something I can wear to protect me if something swings at me.
Yeah. Let's see. Notes.
I think me too, yeah. Just armor.
So there's a couple different types of leather. There's just the very standard leather armor, and then there's like a more robust studded leather armor. And the standard leather armor is 25 ruples, and it gives you +1 AC. The studded leather armor is 50 ruples. It gives you a +2. And in that similar sort of mindset, there's shields that kind of do the same thing. There's a small shield, a buckler, which gives you 1 AC, and an iron banded shield, which would give you +2 AC.
Okay. I'll just get the +1. What was that? 25.
The leather armor?
Yeah.
Okay. Leather armor.
Well, we're going to be rich anyway, right? So I'll buy the fancy studded leather armor right there for 50.
How much
50
is the
Alright.
regular?
25.
All right, I'm gonna do regular as well.
All right, so we got 13 for you, Daye. You're now up to 12 AC. You're doing the which type?
Oh, that would boost me up to 12.
Well, you were getting the normal leather
I'm-
armor or the
I'm actually gonna hold on because I'm fairly broken, just in case we need money later.
sure. Sure. Well, keep in mind you all got 100 ruples
All of us together.
did?
recently, very recently. Yeah, it was the down
Oh.
payment to go and get, and maybe Cervantes took it all, unless he
I
was
have it all
not an
in a
asshole,
sack
and
on
then he
my-
split it
I
evenly.
have it all in a sack on my belt. I was holding it for safekeeping because I am the smartest.
So
one.
100 to split between the 4 of us. So 25 each.
Correct.
No.
If he
I
he
got
didn't
the
give it to us though. He has it.
The agreement was I give you 1 each, and then you get your.
I'm
99
gonna
and
go
you get
take
50.
my share from him because I am bigger and he slept in my bed.
Okay.
Fair.
Well, I cannot say no to those carrots.
Okay, so it's been decided. Everyone got dispersed their amounts of cash.
There,
So does
25.
that change your
Okay.
calculation, or are you gonna get something?
I'm gonna get the studded leather then.
Okay.
So we did
I
get
might have
25.
underestimated you, Frankie. My bad.
Shut him.
Sure, I'll do. I'll still do the regular.
Frank!
regular armor.
Sorry, Frank.
Cool.
+1 AC.
Like nails on a chalkboard.
So is your face.
Get the notes, guys.
Gosh, I have so many notes. It's like I made so many notes on this game that it's hard to keep track of all the notes. You know, that was kind of an issue. James, I don't know how you do this.
I don't.
I don't. Perfect. Did anyone want any weapons? And Cervantes, did you want any armor or weapons as well?
Oh, no. I do not plan to do much of the fighting. I leave that to my comrades who are much better than me at this.
Okay.
And my axe is probably good enough for. It's a two-handed axe, so.
Yeah, I mean it's a
Sharp.
D6. It does D6 damage.
Is there anything else that would do more?
There are weapons that would do more damage. You could get a two-handed battle axe, which would do a D12 damage. For 20.
Ooh.
I want to do that. Good thing I saved my money. So I have minus. So 20 minus the regular armor was 20?
The regular armor was 25, and your
Nice.
two-handed axe, which is a D12 damage, is 20. So it would be 45 total.
Cool.
Which is all the money that you originally had.
Yeah.
Okay.
In
Go ahead, Daye.
theory, how much damage does the boot knife do?
That's a D4.
Okay.
Do they have any
Standard axe. That's
range
standard
weapons?
axe. But yeah, there's bow and arrows, there's blowguns, and there's slings.
Whoa,
get,
how much is a blowgun?
A blowgun is only 2 ruples. 2.
Does
It does
it
a
come
D4 piercing damage.
Does it come with like?
Yeah, that would be let's call it 5 ruples for 10.
Okay, so 5 ruples for 10 plus 2 for the gun.
Yes.
So
So 7 for a
That's
blowgun
7.
plus 10 shots.
7. Yes. Okay, I will take that. And you said it was D4.
It's a D4 damage, yeah.
How much is a short bow?
Short bow, 25 ruples, and it does a D6 piercing.
Money was meant to be spent, and I'll buy
So
that and some
when-
arrows.
Look, you need to save. Think of your future, my man.
Don't tell me what my
Listen,
business is,
listen.
man.
You
I
just
do what I
need-
want.
You need to save your coins and your rubles. How else are you going to put the down payment on farm plot later in life? You'll need at least 10%
don't-
down, and these items you are buying will not sustain the equity you think you
Why
are paying
on
for.
earth would I buy a farm plot? I do what I want, and we're gonna be rich anyway. It doesn't matter.
Rich? Well, rich is a state of mind, I think. But okay. Jack knows
Is
what I'm
everyone
saying. As I look at Jack's giant battle axe. Okay,
like-
let us go return these oats if you are done, yes?
Yes.
Is there is there magic in this world or no? Or like poison?
Yes.
Healing?
There's not spells yet. We'll probably get to there. But for all intents and purposes, there is magic in this world, but it's not something that can be bought and sold.
So there's no like poison. Well, I guess poison wouldn't be magic. Is there anywhere that like an apothecary, normal, not magical, that would have like poisons?
Or
Magical
bombs,
poison.
even.
There are bombs. There aren't poisons. I mean, maybe there will be in a future iteration. Makes a mental note. Poison.
It's fine. I just wanted to know.
There are bombs. You wouldn't be able to buy a bomb at Swords and stuff, though. This is like your Sport Chalet Big Five sort of deal.
Oh.
You'd want to go to one of the street vendors, and it might be
Just
a little.
selling bombs out on the street.
Yeah.
This is like a fireworks
Get your
stand.
bombs
just like-
here, hey? Get your bombs.
Yeah. It would be-
Did I
It'd
test
be
this?
like, did you guys see that Simpsons episode where Homer buys the like it's a 4th of July episode and he buys like
Yeah.
and he goes in there, he's like, do you guys have any big fireworks? And the guy's like, no, of course we don't have any big fireworks, and the other person leaves. He goes, come this way. It's one of those sort of situations.
Okay.
The fireworks vendor,
Old episode.
he's probably gonna have some.
And they're like a street vendor, so like anybody that passes by with a torch is just like, whoa, 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 stay back, stay back, stay back.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Do we have these already? Do we have like bedrolls and like sleeping stuff?
Let's
or
say
is-
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, and if not, it's a very temperate climate out here in the Hampshire. You could probably sleep under the stars with a rock as your pillow, and you'd be just as happy. You'd be
I
good.
Love
mean,
that.
now that bombs have been mentioned, is anyone gonna buy a bomb? That sounds
I've
pretty
got
fun.
a blow dart, sir. I am happy as a clam.
I'll buy a bomb. How much are they?
Oh my god. Let me at 'em.
Jeez.
You head over to where the street vendors are, which are kind of like in the middle of the city. You're kind of like the northeastern corner, and they're right about in the middle. And you find a shady-looking dude with a, I don't know, big cloak on, like a worn-out brown cloak. His face is kind of covered. He's kind of disheveled. And he's got some
Yeah.
like fireworks and other assorted goodies sitting on
Probably
his
a guy
cart.
with 2 first names, right?
Yeah. He's Joe
Yeah.
Bob. Let's be Joe Bob.
Joe Bob.
And Joe Bob looks you up and down. What can I help you with?
I don't think I want to buy from this guy.
You can stand there. You're gonna buy something.
Can I just turn the other way? Do, do, do.
Okay. That was weird.
Oh, this is
Alright.
short trip, Jackaxe. What'd you get? Any bombs?
He looks shady.
He sells
think-
bombs.
As you can tell.
I don't think these bombs are
I'm so
legal.
proud of you.
Yeah.
Well, if you're
What a
quite
flex.
finished, we need to go and drop this oat off.
Right.
Something else I wanted to do here, and I can't remember what it was.
Was it buying
Oh, look,
something? Was
don't
it?
worry. I am here
Yeah.
for you.
I
We
am.
saw- We saw like a weapon store. We saw stables. We saw
Yeah, like bars or places where you could get food. We saw.
Books, fetch books, or
You, yes. Maybe
We saw
looking
fort.
for some
A shield,
Bengay
maybe?
or what?
It's
maybe a
okay,
shield or boot or
No, it's fine.
A haircut?
I'll remember when
a
it's too late.
hairstylist.
A haircut. I don't
Well,
know.
you can always get stuff at next town we go to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could
Yeah.
just save your money, invest it into a nice 401k with high return. You know. Let us go.
So you guys head back to the northeast. You don't take the same path you took last night because there's a huge hole in the ground that you're aware of, and presumably someone in the middle of the night has found out that there's this large hole and is going to repair the road, or at least
We should have told someone about that.
put up a sort of sign or some caution tape or something, let people know not to fall down it because it's dangerous. Turns out, and you head back over to Juneau. You drop off your oats to Leanna,
And so.
and who's very grateful. Who in turn again gives you 25 ruples, which who drops it off?
I'll drop it off if you guys need me to.
Yeah, but you
Oh.
gotta give us the money. I'm not.
I'll go
Yes,
do
Yes,
I will
let's-
give
let's,
you the 10
let's have
ruples that we were
Jackaxe.
promised.
let's have Jackaxe do it. They had a nice rapport earlier, and they'll give us our money probably.
That's true. Hey, you guys think it is? I'm gonna pull them aside without Jackaxe. It looks like Leanne is very much in love, but does not look like it is being reciprocated. Would you want to know? Or do you think you leave them to find out on their own?
I think you need to mind your own business.
I am a
Yes.
creature of this planet. Everything on this planet is my business from a certain point of
That
view.
is
Ah.
absolutely not true, and I walk away from him.
Okay,
Yes,
well,
unfortunately, you
well, I will
passed
be
out
home in
advice,
just a minute. Don't worry, Frank.
You know, I
And-
liked you, and now I'm not so sure.
So Jack, you head in and drop the oats off to Leanna. Is there anything?
If you need anything else, let us know.
That's all. He's real. Just dumb.
Well, thanks, Jack. I appreciate that. You've always been a good man. Here, take this. And Leanna hands Jack 30 ruples, even more than originally had been advertised, because it was so fast. It was such a swift job. And Jack's nice on the eyes, you know.
Oh.
Oh, I
shucks.
know.
And he's gonna give her a little one of these.
We all know.
And if you guys still need to borrow Navi and the cart, that's okay. It's fine. Just bring it back in one piece. That's all I ask. I trust you.
The cart or the donkey?
Well, I appreciate it. I'm gonna head out now. Have a good night now, or a good day.
Did Abella say anything about me?
What?
Just wondering. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
Have a good day, Jack. Great to see you.
He's gonna just walk away very confused because he wasn't there for that conversation with Cervantes.
Yeah.
all right, tall, dark, and handsome. Pass those rubles out. What do we got?
Let's see. Just gonna count them and divide them all up.
Yeah, what's 30 divided by 4? Anyone?
Well, it's you know,
Nah.
Not
it's
very much.
7.5.
7-ish, yeah.
7 it is.
I'll take
Cool.
2 of us get 8 and 2 of us get 7. 8 is the unlucky number, so I will take.
This is true.
All right.
Jack should keep the other 8.
I got the other 8 then.
7.
Agreed.
All right.
All right.
So that you're north of Castleton now in Juneau. It's about a day trip to Oregon, which would be your next sort of stopping point from here. You guys ready to head out?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, definitely.
wake
I
up.
do want to say I did have one idea, and hear me out. We could just say we went, and that all of his friends are dead. It's very unfortunate, but they passed away, and get our money, right? He would never know the difference. So
And then
what do
they
you think?
show up a few days later.
That we'd have our money,
lot.
and we'd be gone.
I have a better idea. How about you stay here and we go, and then you don't have to risk your life, and we all get more money. A win-win.
Great, we'll do. Wait a minute. So you can take all the rubles? I don't think so. I'm gonna go with you.
All right.
And our
And
group
watch you closely.
gathers together, hops on the cart, and begins their day
Crossbow.
and a half trek north. And I think that's probably a good place to take a little break.
All
Yeah.
right.
That's
We're gonna go on a quick
awesome.
break.
Hey everyone, welcome back to -1 Charisma.
Hey!
Hey.
We're playing The Legend of Shmelda, my one shot this evening. And,
All right.
you over, Mulligan.
Here we go.
Lehink. Shmelda and Lehink.
Our crew gathers together and hops into this cart behind the donkey Navi, this little ramshackle cart which was borrowed from Leanna, the milkmaid, literally, in Juneau. And they begin to head north. You guys take a look at the map, which was provided to you by Kasparov. A map of the area, but more specifically a map of the pathway to Oregon, the city to the north, as well as the Thou Shalt Not Pass above Oregon, and Ryda Shrine, which lays atop this pass. And you notice on this map something that you hadn't noticed before. There's a little image. It's hand drawn in, and it's got a peculiar shape to it. It's slightly curved with a couple right angles. And it seems to be lying somewhere on the path north of you. Not really sure what that means. It's probably important, but there's no sort of indication what it might mean. There's no note. All the map says is city names. It's got the pathway marked. And on the back of it, of course, it has the Konami code, the code of Konami. Up, down, left, right, BA, which would allow you to access any sort of other code of Konami hideouts were you to happen upon one in the future.
He didn't tell us that that's where a shield would be or anything like that. Did he give us any clue on where
Well, you
to locate that?
are
on this
looking for something that he had described, some form of shield, but he had described it as potentially being at the shrine at the top of the mountain. Other than that, there's no
Oh, it's true. Okay.
explicable reason for why there would be this marked note.
Just to be clear, we were told our mission is to find his friends who are looking for the shield,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
To see if they're dead or alive.
Correct,
Right?
correct.
Or is
correct.
that wrong? Okay, got it.
Yeah, you're looking for his friends who were looking for the shield on top of the mountain. Of course. It's
Gotcha.
Um,
I don't know why I said it like it was in quotation marks, but yes, we are looking
Yeah.
for his for his friends.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
friends.
friends.
Yes, yes.
Bobby
friends.
and Daye and Cullen and Jaymes and Melissa and Jason. All of the
Bobby,
friends,
Ricky,
the 6
and Mike.
friends who set out to locate this shield, the members of the Code of Konami, who of course are fighting the Triga, the evil Easterners who are looking
those guys.
to make a new world order. You head north.
Sound fun. Cool.
Yeah, they sound super awesome.
I got a
actually.
question. I got a question. How
Yes.
comfortable are we with the current world order?
As far as, well, I don't know. You're an artisan.
Has my life been pretty comfortable?
You've been
Seems
able
like
to
it
make money.
has.
Yeah, okay.
You know
I
a
mean-
skill. You do a
We
craft.
have gardens. We have art in our
Yeah,
homes.
but there's not like
You have
there's
a
not
house?
like an overbearing amount of oppression, right?
Yeah, exactly.
From
No.
the government, just
Our
from my
queen
neighbors.
has a pet
Like,
pig. I think we're
She
doing
does.
great.
She's a very nice person. She's got office hours even. You can go and talk with her. She's just
Yeah.
like really,
Okay.
really a nice person.
I just wanted to know what I was up against.
Well,
Yeah.
we could always use some more rubles, though, of course.
Yeah.
Everyone could use more money.
Yes,
Always.
obviously.
Great.
So you guys head north. It's early in the morning when you set out, and by the time about half a day is gone, you're very far away from Castleton and from Juneau. You've entered a more hilly, somewhat forested area. You wouldn't call it a forest per se, but there's trees, there's overgrowth, there's bushes, there's brush. And as you come around a bend, you catch sight of something in the road up ahead of you. It's green. It's standing on two legs.
Oh.
Go on.
Oh,
Does it look mean?
It kind of glances up
How
at you
high?
as you.
How tall?
Yeah, it's a few feet tall.
Oh.
And it doesn't seem to pay you too much mind. It doesn't run off. It looks directly at you. It kind of goes back to doing whatever it was doing. Its face is kind of buried in something in a bush on the side of the road. You're not really certain what it is.
Well, should we should stop the cart because we should approach cautiously just in case it's violent.
Yeah.
yes.
I'll call out to it. Excuse me.
I pull out my trident and I hold it.
No,
not violently. Not just have it with me,
Okay.
just in case.
Like the farmer.
And
Gothic.
the two Capture people, Cervantes and Quentin, roll nature checks for me if you don't mind.
7.
Okay, 7.
And who? Oh, Quentin.
Quentin, please.
14.
14. Quentin, you've seen these before. You've heard of this. For whatever reason, you've never seen one in your life, but you've read about them in books. I mean, this is an animal that's native to the area. And you would know that it's called a green goanna. And you would know
Doesn't it
that
go on and get out of our way.
and you would also know that it's a carnivore.
Oh. He's
And-
got serious real fast.
Mines?
You might also know that they tend to travel in packs, which is when you hear the rustling to the side of your cart. And everyone roll initiative.
Uh-oh.
Do I just get a rate?
I just
Do we
remembered
get a
that
rate?
this is called
Yeah.
iguana and they travel in packs. Oh, they're being attacked.
Bobby dies.
Do we get
Doing me
disadvantage
well.
too, or just regular for
Baba
initiative?
Das!
No, just normal initiative.
Well, initiative is technically a dexterity save.
Oh.
Technically. It's up to you. It's up to
Oh,
you.
so I get
Jason,
advantage
Jason,
then?
do it.
So we get
You're the DM.
advantage?
It's-
Just roll.
I'm
Just
saying.
roll it. Roll the d20 and tell me.
Okay, good. 13.
19. With the Bobby dice.
9.
Bobby dice
Fat
finally
boy.
doing well.
Ooh.
Fat.
Bobby
forward.
dice is getting all my monsters killed in our other campaign.
Have you got a 9?
9.
9.
9, Peter.
9.
I got
No.
into Bobby.
I'm Cervantes.
I'm doing. I finally started Duolingo back up with my German. I'm so excited.
Oh, I'm
Wow,
doing
nice.
Spanish. And I'm bad at it.
Yeah, that would make a lot more sense, but I'm stubborn and want to learn German, even though knowing Spanish would be more beneficial.
Cervantes, because you had pulled out your trident, you have just enough time to catch the fact that the bushes start rumbling on either side of your cart, and you know you're about to be ambushed. You can spot there's at least 3 of these creatures, the one in front of you and at least 2 flanking you. What are you doing?
I want to quickly position myself in between Jack and Frank, and using the cart as a third triangulation to make a nice solid structure of defense, and then throw my trident as hard as I can while screaming wildly. I probably close my eyes when I throw because this is terrifying.
Okay. Are you throwing it at the one in front of you or in the ones in the bushes that you can't really perceive yet?
The one closest to me. If they look hostile, then I will throw them.
Okay, so probably the one in front of you, the one that's most visible, is the one that you're going to be throwing at. Give me a roll. Give me an attack.
I throw at them using Bobby dice, and I get a
Bobby
7.
Daye?
7. Yeah. You throw your trident, and I mean it's far enough away that it sees you kind of doing what you're going to do, and quickly dodges out of the way. Meanwhile,
she did it, and I throw the trident, and I'm pointing at Frank.
Meanwhile, these 2 creatures that you've noticed that are in the bushes next to you, they jump out. One of them, the one to the right, kind of nips at, let's say it nips it at Cervantes, missing.
Oh my god! How are you trying to hit me?
The one on the left comes out and nips at, what's your name again? Nips at Quentin. It hits. Quentin, you were dealt 1 damage. 1d4.
I should know. Well, that's not that bad. But I should know that I do have the studded leather armor, so I have 13 AC. Just FYI.
Yep. And it definitely still got you.
Cool. Okay.
Good point, though. Thank you for noting that.
But
okay,
it doesn't matter.
Ow! That hurts. Hello.
These got jumps.
Yeah, are they like right on us right now then?
Yeah, so basically what's happened is 2 have come out of the bushes immediately to the right and the left of your cart. The one that's in front of you has kind of noticed
Still there.
Jaymes throwing this trident and has dodged a little bit, which brings us to Melissa, to Jack Axe. You are up next.
And there's one of them that's like within 5 feet swinging range with my axe.
There are 2 that are within 5 feet swinging range with your axe.
Can I just scream and be like, "Ugh," and do like a swirl?
Oh my
to
god!
tag both?
Everyone's stuck.
You wouldn't want to swing
crazy.
in a 360 degree,
No,
because you're
just
so close to your.
Just a cone, like right in front of me, not around me in the back.
Give me an
I
attack.
hope. Is this with?
You are just a regular d20 for that one.
6.
6. Give me with advantage. Why not?
8.
Because you just bought this new 2-handed axe, you haven't had a chance to really wield it yet, right? Yeah, you're a little off balance. You're used to your lighter one, and you swing wide.
Should have worked out more earlier.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Bobby, Mr. Quentin, you've just been struck by this goanna that's right next to you, and it is your turn to attack.
Can I also just get in front of, just block a little bit more whoever's around me? If there's a way to move, or are we pretty
bonus
much
action.
surrounded?
Bonus
Just
action.
move.
Bonus action block.
Just oh no, I'll be fine. Cause am I in between where the other people would and the guys attacking right now, or are they surrounding us?
You're surrounded on 3 sides, so in front of you and the right and the left. There's a rear option that is open at the moment.
All right. I'll stay where I'm at.
Okay.
All right.
Mr. Bobby.
Is there anywhere to hide in the cart?
Not really. You're kind of out in the open. The cart walls are not super tall. It's kind of a shitty cart. If you laid down on your back, there would be like just enough wall space to kind of maybe protect your torso from being hit, right? But you'd have to lay pretty much prone.
All right. Then I will just scream and fire, or I'll just scream and I'll just try to stab with my sword and hopefully hit it.
Okay. Yeah, roll an attack for him.
Let's see. Oh, 18. Okay.
18. 18 hits.
Ah!
And roll some damage, and you still had the original sword, right? You didn't buy a new one, so you have a d6 for your damage, please.
5. Nice. Okay.
5. You do this, you close your eyes and swing your sword, and for whatever reason, it's very effective. You slash it right in the face, or right in the jugular. And,
oh god.
And it bleeds all over you. But it dies.
Oh no,
So,
not the first.
yeah.
Not the first.
Meanwhile, the one that's in front of the cart runs directly at the cart and sort of jumps into the air, attacking at. Let's see, who's right in the front of the cart? Who's driving the cart?
I think I probably was.
Attacking Jack.
I lied. It wasn't me.
Jack, you were dealt 4 points of damage.
All right.
Oh.
How many hit points do we have? I need.
You started with 18.
Okay, cool.
Ooh.
All
right. Which brings us to Frank.
Yes.
Frank, you have a goanna to the front of you, which had just attacked Jack. You have a goanna to your right, which had tried to attack Cervantes and missed.
I would like to take my boot knife and try and stab the one that just attacked Jack in the head.
Okay.
Nice.
Roll a d20. Roll it with advantage.
Yes, because Frank is a badass.
It was 14.
14 hits, and roll some damage, please. Boot knife is a d4.
4.
4.
Yeah. Nice.
Bobby nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bobby nice.
I saw 2.
You
What's
witnessed
on the
this.
top? Ma'am.
Miss.
There it is.
Well, she was just saying
Nice.
she saw it too. I mean, that's.
With your seasoned reflexes, I mean, you see this goanna jump up onto the front of the cart, and you just very swiftly knife out of boot right into the side of the neck, and just end it immediately. Meanwhile, this one which is attacking Jaymes, which is attacking Cervantes on the side, it's still out for blood. It isn't turned away by the fact that 2 of its brothers have just been like viciously murdered.
He is a moron.
Cervantes, it would be up to you to roll an attack.
All right, I pull out my chiseling hammer and throw it while
Oh.
jumping and running back down the road the other direction, screaming my head off. I pull out, throw it, and run. More using the hammer to scare it, but if it hits it, that's a plus.
It's not frightened by what you've done, and it immediately starts chasing you. I mean, it's like, oh, here's one breaking
Jesus.
away.
I got a 9 for my attack, and I scream and start running down the pathway we came.
Is throwing your hammer and screaming and running an attack, though?
I mean, Yes. Have you ever had a
He's a
hammer
coward,
thrown at you
Jack.
before?
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Of course.
You miss.
Frag! Jack! Frag! That's what I yell when I run. Down.
And the goanna, which you just missed throwing your hammer at it, it follows right after you.
Oh shoot!
It nips out at you again. Ooh. What's your AC?
Very, very high. It's 11.
It's 11 still. It bites at you but misses narrowly.
Ooh.
Which brings us to
Ooh.
yeah, just narrowly missing. Which brings us back up to
I don't like this
Jack
very
Axe.
much.
Which is me.
Jackaxe. You see Cervantes running away, basically, just fleeing for his life, with a goanna hot on its tail. You're close enough where you could still run up and try to grab it, try to catch it if you wanted.
Are there still 2 around me right now?
No, 2 of them have been killed. There's only 1 left, and it's the one chasing Mr. Cervantes.
Where was I? Can I? Oh, if I can chase after him, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, you have enough movement.
Yeah.
You're agile. You jump right on out of the back of the cart.
And I want to like do a little jump and like right
Oh.
in the back of the head.
Oh, I like it.
Nice.
I like it. Roll an attack for me, with advantage.
Jack X. Come on.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Yeah, nice.
You take 3 steps and bound off the back of this cart. Giant 2-handed axe in the air above your head.
Muscles just glistening, just beautiful.
Oh.
And I turn.
Godlike creature, like just.
Almost in slow motion. And roll a d12 for me for the damage.
Come on, my first D12 roll. 11.
11.
Oh, that thing is pulp.
Suddenly
Jackaxe,
got hot.
your name doesn't disappoint. You jump through the air with the greatest of ease and swing that axe downward, literally cutting the goanna in half. I mean, you split it in twine. It is now 2 pieces. It falls over comically
Jackaxe.
as
Oh
you
my.
stare at a frightened Cervantes who is running away like a little coward.
The attack caught my attention, and it's a mixture of absolute terror and fear and just overwhelming awe.
And sexual tension a little bit.
I'm just gonna wipe my axe off. The blood.
Wipe it off on your butt. Be like,
No,
Here,
Frank's into
Here,
it.
take my
too.
first shawl. It's ruined anyway.
Oh, thank you.
Wow. Jack,
Oh.
I would like to say thank you for helping me. As you know,
Yes, thank you. You did an amazing job.
I deal with stone artistry, so fighting monsters along the path seems very outside of my purview.
It's okay. I'm just gonna do a little soft, soft little chin.
Oh, you're touching me. Okay, thank you. Hey,
Also, I
appreciate
like how you cut it in half. That was really cool.
One for you, one for him.
I'm like a little annoyed because I definitely straight murdered one of these two, and I'm getting 0 compliments. But I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna be like, wipe the blood off of my knife, put it back in my boot.
You stone cold killer, Frank.
Oh, well, it's no big deal, guys. Shall we continue? Man,
Yes,
James,
Frank,
your stupid accent.
Frank, hurry up. We have to go. Come on.
Keep using James' accent.
You would know as well.
You're well.
Gosh, why do I keep forgetting your name? Quentin, because you have too many names. Tybalt Kensington the third. That these goanna are pretty good eats. So you'd probably grab a little bit of maybe the one that's cut in half. Half a goanna is probably going to go on a ways to be able to feed you. There's a joke in there somewhere.
So proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
I love that.
These I know for a fact that these creatures, they make for a good meal. So maybe Frank, you want to grab the better half over there of the that one and just bring it on to our carts.
I begrudgingly do so.
Well,
Oh, good.
look,
Okay.
I have been known somewhat to cook here and there. If you want, I can cook up these beasts for us
Great.
tonight.
Great.
Sounds fun. Great.
But I
That's
could not do it
right.
without your aid in bringing these monsters, Frank, so I appreciate you. It's teamwork.
yes. Yeah. Thanks. That sounds delicious, though. Let's head out and eat that later.
Okay, I go retrieve my hammer and my trident. But I pick up my hammer, I throw it into the bushes just in case there's any more of them. Run, grab my trident and the hammer, and then I run back to the cart.
Yeah. As far as you can tell,
Very
there aren't any
graceful.
more. There's none hiding from you. But
Thank
you
you.
did learn. You did learn a thing or two about their habits for future ordeals. They hunt in
Yeah.
packs.
They like
And-
human flesh.
Yeah, and of course
They
they're
hop.
all tasty people. They
They
hop, yeah. Yeah, they look like imagine I didn't describe it very well. They're green and they look like small velociraptors would probably be a good way
Oh
of putting
my
it.
That's what
God,
I was
Jeez.
thinking. They
I
totally
thought they
reminded
were
me of
like-
like
little
Yeah.
green cute things, and then
No.
they attacked us.
Yeah, like cute-
Velociraptors?
Things that stand a few feet tall with teeth. Yeah, like mini velociraptors.
God.
That's a good- You gather all your things, you grab a half carcass, you throw it in the back of the cart, and you continue on your way north. You travel for the rest of the day until night starts to fall. And you start to climb a reasonably steep hill. In the distance, you start to see a little bit of light. And presumably this is the city of Oregon. This is the one that's on the map. This is the place you know about.
Oh.
Throw that anywhere. Some of you are not necessarily from here, but you're gosh, technical velociraptor. But you're not necessarily from here, but your family heritage is definitely of here. Again, the Oregon people live in the north, and they're a bit hardier than the valley-dwelling half-shire
we've
people.
noticed.
Yeah, that live. Yeah, they're turns out they're the only capable people in the group. And you come upon a beautiful city. As you start traveling up this hill, you notice small holes in rocks being lit, almost like windows, and you realize people are living basically in these carved out stone structures. But the city itself, also called the Citadel, the main city of Oregon, is a sight to behold. It's carved entirely out of this mountain. Concentric, beautiful circles and terraces really give way to this entire city that you can see. As you come upon it, you imagine looking out upon like El Capitan or somewhere in Yosemite, where it's just this gorgeous, amazing view. It goes up a mountain, but it's all terraced with these round circles. The first thing you see on your left as you enter is a Colosseum. And in this Colosseum, there's a stone, there's a competition going on. People carving stone. Basically a speed competition to see who can carve stone the fastest.
Why aren't we there?
You take the pathway to the north and these pathways basically wind around these large concentric circles. And these concentric circles have dwellings in them, but also in the center of them are large ponds. This is clearly where the sustenance for the people who live there come from. This is like rainwater collection. There's fish jumping literally out of these ponds. On the right, as you enter this city, you see another set of concentric circles, and there's a sign over there. It's the business district. That's where there's various vendors and things like that, including places like Get Your Rocks Off, the Rock and Gem Shop, Pottery Barn. Pretty apt description of what they sell there. The ponds, a merchant general store. There's a place called the Travertine, which is a pub. And those who are of the Oregon descent because you've been here before, you would know. It's just a beautiful city. It's a great place. It's full of hospitable people. You can go sleep on the shores of the ponds. There's no charge for anything. You can fish from them if you would like. There's a mayor in town. In fact, Frank, you know the mayor. You grew up with them. The mayor is named Tegu. And, Tegu, Tegu. And, he's someone that you may even want to see while you pass through town. Again, your quest lies elsewhere, north of here. But this would be a good place to stop for the evening and take a rest.
Guys, this would be a great place to stop for the evening and take a rest.
Do you really think so?
Yeah, it's a good spot. I know the mayor. It's all good here.
Wow. It did not strike you as someone who was in the rings of politics.
I didn't say I worked with the mayor. I said I knew the mayor.
Well, yes. But, I am impressed nonetheless. Well, let us go stay and take a rest then. Yes? I will cook these small velociraptors.
Sounds good. Should I go and find, like, an inn for us or something?
Yeah, do we have friends here then if we're from here? Our family? Or
Yeah, can we, like, stay with
our
friends?
home?
Probably extended family, maybe long lost family, perhaps.
That we wouldn't just stop in on.
Yeah. Maybe not that you would just like barge up and be like, "Hey, I haven't seen you, cousin, third cousin," that sort of thing.
I'll search for
Yeah, because there.
And there is there's an inn.
all of our immediate families live in Juneau, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
There is an inn. Or there's also free lodging basically right up on the shore of the ponds that are nearby. So if you didn't want to pay for lodging, you'd be more than welcome to do so. A lot of people seem to do that, travelers and the like. There are a number of small fires going on around the large central pond, which they actually call Shalefish Pond. You could sleep there for the evening if you would like, or you're more than welcome to find an inn. Inn prices tend to be a few rubles per person per night.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't even need an inn. We can sleep by the lake. It's totally cool here.
Yeah, we have
I can
bedrolls.
sleep soundly.
No. You will be sleeping not with me tonight.
Look, I am like small cat. You'll not regret this. Thank you. Let's go. Let's go sleep on the shores.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, usually I'd prefer an inn, but we are in Oregon, and I'm sure the pond is probably very similar to the inns here, so I guess we'll have to manage there. I don't know.
You're both about to get blow darts to the neck.
What did I say? What did I say this time? Please tell me. What?
You're insulting the place from where I came.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And Jack.
You don't sound sorry. You say these words, but they ring hollow.
We passed a competition along the way. I said that it was, very beautiful. I mean, very, kind of blunt work. Not very detailed, but very beautiful work, So I don't see what the big deal is, honestly.
Perhaps you'll be able
Fine,
to use skills to attack.
I stomp off to the lake to
God.
make a camp.
I can't say anything around. Whatever. All right. Come on.
All right, so Frank and everyone else presumably heads over to Shalefish Pond, just pull up a spot of beachhead. Make a little fire. There's wood readily available. This is a very hospitable place. Again, it's welcoming to travelers. A lot of people come through here. It's kind of a major trade route. So you're not unwelcome, and it's not weird to have a bunch of people laying basically on the shore of this pond. You guys start a fire, I would imagine, and you cook up your meat, your goanna meat.
Our delicious raptor meat.
Yeah, you make a nice little. You make some nice raptor kebabs.
I make medium rare.
Racker raptor.
Nice with a light sear on the outside.
Okay. Yeah, you got some salt because from earlier you guys took the rock salt and you just kind of shaved a little bit of that on. It just makes it so much better.
Well, on the right, and on the right there, though, I would have taken some of that salt and just get a little cure to the meat. You know.
Okay.
Try and get in, letting the salt soak into the meat for the couple hours we were on the road.
Yeah, it's good. You pour it on, it pulls the moisture out and it makes it better. A little bit easier to cook later on.
Yeah.
So it's delicious, and you feel happy and sustained. There's plenty of fresh drinking water. You have a couple things of oat milk if you were to want it. Kind of up to you guys. And everyone settles down for the night. Okay.
I'm gonna do some push-ups and sit-ups and stuff first.
Yeah, you got to keep that physique.
What time is it?
It's late. It's like 10, 11 p.m.
Okay, I will also do push-ups and sit-ups along with Jack.
Oh yeah.
And I will stay up a little longer and read while they do
I'm
push-ups.
gonna do curls when Frank is done. Ups on next to her feet.
Curls up next to her feet. Okay, got it. And Quentin, what are you reading?
I am reading a nice book about masonry. I'm trying to read up, learn about the craft a little bit more. I kind of lied and say I know a lot about it, but I don't know anything about masonry. I'm learning as I go. So I'm doing that, but I'm kind of mostly watching them work out, for being honest.
Okay. And everyone settles down for the evening. It's a nice, peaceful place, very quiet. And you have a very nice rest, waking up early the next morning, because again, you're out in the open. The sun, you're up pretty high. The sun comes up pretty early, and sort of. So you're up with the sun. Let's say it's around 5, 6 a.m. Smoldering ashes of your fire still going. It's early. There's not very many people out. And Frank, you hear something. Francine!
Uh-oh.
Francine, is that you? I knew it was you.
Someone's gonna have their toast smashed.
I haven't seen you in so long, Francine. And Tegu, who you knew from your childhood, who is the mayor of Oregon, comes, arms outstretched. Francine, so good to see you.
Tegu, it's Frank now, but yes, good to see you too.
Frank, Francine, whatever, it's fine. It's great to see you. And he gives you just like a huge embrace and squeezes you really, really tight. He's got massive arms, right? He's a big dude.
Okay. I hug him firmly back.
What are you doing in town?
Oh, we're just passing through. We're just passing through.
Oh, passing through. Are you going north? You going west? You going east?
What direction are we going?
You're going north.
We're going north. We're going north.
Up to thou shalt not pass.
Yeah.
You going to the shrine?
Yeah, these two really wanted to see it, and they needed some help to be protected along the way. They're of weaker quality.
Are these two over here?
Yeah, those two.
They look pretty weak. Why are you traveling with them?
Well, we're protecting them. Me and Jack here, we were hired to protect them on their way up there.
Yes, they're our hired muscle. We're gonna go up and see the shrine that you all like so much, and see what it's all about. And thought we'd hire these two just to keep, all the monsters at bay while we talk and think about things like we do.
Yeah. Well, muscle, looks like you guys need it. You're pretty weak of body? Weak of mind? I don't know.
Mind.
You just look pretty weak.
Strong of mind.
A little bit of both.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
what about
looks like a little bit
the Taiga we are looking for? No?
Oh,
Did you forget
the
about
Taiga.
that?
What?
The what?
Yes,
What do you know about the Taiga?
Coming over the eastern pass. We are looking for the friends of the boy, right? No?
Oh,
What is this about hiring them?
That
Have
is
you agreed to pay them?
that is completely inaccurate. We're going up there to see the shrine, of course, to see what it looks like, because we don't know anything about it, being from where we're from, obviously. So
no, I think I know what you're talking about. A few people, maybe 5 or 6 people, headed through here. They said they were looking for the shrine too, the Ryda shrine. It's right up that way, up the path.
Yeah,
Never heard about that. Never heard about that. That's crazy.
Great.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
then you can not keep your part of the monies, and we will keep all of. Yes. Are we in agreement?
Sorry, my friend is a dullard. He doesn't know what he's saying because he's very, very, very dumb. But we are heading to the shrine. Thank you for helping us, and we will talk to you later. Good day, sir.
He's very dumb. So Frank, why are you with these losers?
Oh, I told you they hired us. It's money, you know.
Yeah, okay. Well, that makes sense. Well, just to let you know, the path has been pretty treacherous recently. I mean, it's mating season after all. So keep that in mind as you head up. The Scoria they're very anxious this time of year, I should say.
Question
So keep
for
your
you,
wits about you when you head up.
How long is this
Always
mating
do.
season? How long does this last? The mating season.
Probably a couple more months, I would imagine.
Couple of more months. What do you say we wait a couple more months and then we go up to Seaside?
No,
But
if you
yet
wait
we
a couple
can't.
more months, the
But yet
weather's
we
gonna be
can't. It's the funniest
awful.
thing.
No, guys, come
Oh.
on. The rainy season starts soon. It's best to get up there now.
I'm gonna stomp on Cervantes' foot. And we can't do that, obviously, because we are headed to the shrine, so we have to go.
But you heard about mating season, right? I have some major reservations about walking through mating season. But
Mouths are best left unused sometimes.
Oh,
Listen.
well, it seems like you should take some of your own advice sometimes then, huh?
Listen, just don't get in the way of the Scoria. They generally keep to themselves. Stay away from them as much as possible, and if you hear the rustling, go the opposite direction, because they get pretty antsy. They might think that you're challenging them, maybe looking for a rival mate. That would be a problem. See, they're pretty vicious.
Yeah, we've got weapons. We've got weapons.
I see
that's
those.
why we're here. That's why we're here to
Is
protect
there
these two.
any
'Cause as you can see, they would be
sort of,
eaten alive.
That's
maybe
a fine
next
axe
time
you've
we
got
find
there.
some camouflage to put a sheet over my head, so when the rustling happens, I am safe from.
Cervantes,
any
I'm
raptors.
gonna need you to just, and I take his, and I just sit him down. Just yeah.
Seems very necessary, but okay.
Way to put him in his place.
Yeah.
So what happened to these other travelers you've mentioned?
Oh yeah, they came through a few weeks ago now. They said they were specifically on their way up to the shrine. They were looking for something. I don't remember what. Yeah, I haven't seen them
I'm
since
sure
actually.
unimportant.
They never
Unimportant,
came
I'm sure.
back
Yep.
down.
Yeah, not to my knowledge. I mean, there's more than one path out of the mountains, but yeah, I mean, typically people come right back through the city. It's the most obvious path.
Yeah.
All right.
But it occurs to me, since you're heading up there, I lost my hat. And
Your
and
hat?
you look at him, he's like, he's a huge guy and he's just super bald. My hat. I was up there a few months ago probably. Wind gust blew it right off. So if you happen to see a straw hat really big, you'd know it. It'd be hard to miss.
Yeah.
It's got a hole right here. If you happen to see that, bring it back to me.
Of course.
I'd be happy to trade you something really nice in exchange for it.
Yeah, you've got it. You've got
Something
it.
you'd be very interested in, Frank.
Yeah, I'm already looking.
Well, don't look here. It was up there.
Oh,
So
no,
when you
I
get up
got
there-
you. I get it. I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I thought maybe he was rubbing off on you. It's the dullard.
Can I just
Well,
look around? Do I
no.
see a straw hat?
No, you don't see a straw hat.
Darn.
I've got a big straw hat.
Do you?
I see one.
I have a big old.
Cervantes has a big straw hat. Yeah. How big is it?
I mean, it's straw now. It's big. It's like a comically large sombrero.
Okay. It looks like this guy's straw hat, except it's bigger. It's like twice that size.
Wait, stop. Hold phone. You have a hat that is bigger than this.
Well, it's the headband is about the same, but it's the circumference That's what matters.
Wow, that is astounding. It is incredible to find someone who is a connoisseur of fine hats such as yourself. It is a rare gift. I am pleased to make your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you too. What's your name, little man?
I think Tegu is a good people. I approve. I am Cervantes.
Oh.
Pleasure to meet you. And a giant flourish with my giant hat.
Well, little man, it's nice to make your acquaintance. If you're a hat lover as much as I am, then we're going to be fast friends, maybe. I'm not sure. You're pretty small, kind of weak looking, but, you know, maybe that can change. You good at anything?
Yes, I am very good at the fine details on the stonework.
Fine details in the stonework?
We have just finished a somewhat of a statue, quite a large piece back in our.
Have you looked around? You see this whole city. This is all built out of stone, all hollowed out of a mountain.
It is one of my favorite places on this planet. I have often come here to observe your architecture.
You have good taste.
Well.
Yes, we love Orgonian architecture. It is really, really good.
Argonian?
Thank you. Yeah, I hadn't decided if it was Orgonian or just Orgon. I don't know. Whatever. Roll with either.
Oh, Oregon. I was like, Argonian.
Yeah.
Kind of lusty maid around here.
Orgonian.
Oregonian.
Orgonian? But not Oregonian. It's
No.
syllables.
We are on the west side.
That's true.
What's side?
West side.
Well, Frank, it was great to see you, at the very least. You're welcome anytime. And again, if you do find that hat, let me know. We'll be happy to hook you up. And if there's anything you guys need while you're here, let me know. I'm the mayor. Goes a long way.
Thank you. Do you have anyone, does anyone here buy rock salt?
Does anyone here buy rock salt? Yeah, perhaps. I would say maybe head over to the business district. You might be able to find someone there who's willing to make a trade or pay you for some of it. You got a lot of it?
I mean, what do you quantify a lot for you?
A lot would be a few bags full, I would suppose.
We have, 2 bags full? Do we? Because Jack took some, and I took some.
Let's say it's a couple
my
bag
bag.
full. Yeah. I'm sure there's someone over there who'd be willing to trade you for that.
Right. Thanks.
And at the very least, we can shave it up and make some good food later.
I do like that.
It's a date then, but not really.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'll leave you all to your own devices. I gotta go do some mayorly things. Make some rounds around the town, if you know what I mean. Great to see you all this morning. And nice to make your acquaintance.
Very nice to meet
Yes, of course, yeah.
It is a pleasure.
Not you.
Please, we will find your hat. This mysterious artifact of beauty and fashion.
It's not mysterious or really beautiful either. It's just a utilitarian. It's very nice. It fit really well.
Beholder, right?
Yeah,
Something
I
with lots
suppose
of
so.
utility can be very beautiful.
Well, if you wouldn't mind, we'd love to get back to our morning, so have a good day.
Okay. See you later. And he heads off with a small entourage of people as well.
Frank.
People never know when
no,
to
you-
leave. My God. What was that? You basically told them our plan, Cervantes.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
Cervantes,
maybe-
get with the program.
Why are we trying to hide? We are looking for friends. He told us friends come through
Because
here.
we're
We have
on a
valuable-
secret mission to
valuable
find something that we want to get money for.
Is it really?
Should we
a
just
secret
broadcast it to
mission?
the entire city?
Yeah, he
Friends?
says secret, but he was young teenage boy, right? Their imaginations go wild. It is crazy to think that we cannot. It is a cry for help, really, and for us to say nothing, it's not right. He is a teenage boy with no tutor, nothing, living in a hole by himself. He says his friends and family have run off, and we are to keep it a secret. I think this is strange.
Well, you and I have very different views on what exactly to say to people that you don't know, that are strangers to you.
Well,
So
Frank
I
has
will leave it
given
at that.
large hug.
We have a disagreement. Leave it at that, and we'll move on.
Well, okay, we will disagree to agree.
Let's agree to disagree.
Well,
I like disagree to agree. Personally. So you guys are heading over to the business area. You want to try to sell this rock salt?
ah, yes, make many more ruples. This will be great. This will help with my alimony payments.
So you head over toward this area, and again, there's a few different places. There's a merchant, there's a general store that you would be able to maybe talk to, and there's very specifically a place called Get Your Rocks Off, which is the rock gem store. They might have a little bit more of a use for it. It might be it's more of a specialty item, right? Rock salt specifically, especially in its unrefined form that we all are more familiar with. You want to head there?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to sell this and get more coins.
Okay.
Immediately.
You walk into you walk into Get Your Rocks Off, and a large gentleman is standing behind the counter. How can I help you?
Hi, yeah. Do you buy raw rock salt or trade?
Rock salt, of course. You have rock
Yeah.
salt?
Yeah, we've got some rock salt.
Let me see it.
I'll put down the bags, but I want to keep like one crystal for like our own food uses.
Okay.
But show him the rest.
He pulls it out of the bag and kind of looks at it, holds it up to the light, looks at the clarity of it, kind of just scrapes off a little bit and tastes it. It's pretty good stuff. Where'd you get this from?
Rock salt mine.
Of course. That makes sense. You're miners?
No, I just happened upon it. It's kind of an accident, but figured why not make use of it.
Well, you collected a good portion. I mean, this is probably 30 rubles worth. It's pretty good.
Good portion of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not several bags full. It's only going to feed, maybe a family of two for a couple months. It's not a lot of salt. I mean, we're used to.
It's several bags worth though.
There's a couple bags. You got a couple bags here worth.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a pallet full. It's not a cart full. It's not a boat full.
Sure. And from like, would I be able to, or would one of these, like how much rock salt costs to buy? Like, how does it seem like fair? Like he's swindling or?
Yeah, this seems like a pretty fair price. It's maybe a little under market value. He's trying to make a little bit of a profit on it, but he sounds like a pretty square dealer. He's not trying to screw you over or anything on it.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I mean, if you were bringing me the refined form, it might be a little bit different, but
I see.
This rocky form, that's a pretty fair price for the weight.
All right. Great.
Well, it is a little strange though, Frank. I mean, your friend the mayor said that we can get about 50 for this, so it just seems a little odd.
Tegu told you that? Tegu doesn't know anything about rock salt. That crazy old bat. He tell you about his hat?
Yeah, he lost it. We're gonna go look for it.
Yeah, yep. He's told everyone about that hat.
All right. Well, yeah. let's do what you. I look around. Are there like what do I see around me? Like in this shop.
And Get Your Rocks Off?
Get Your Rocks Off.
There's all sorts of stuff.
That name is so good.
There's fine gems. So you'll find things like emeralds and opals. There's shards of obsidian. There are pieces of flint. There's other more like rare sort of things, pumice and other sort of igneous sort of rocks. This is a bit of a volcanic area. So they have a lot of porous sort of materials. So, if you needed a really good like foot scrub, this would be a great place to get it. If you needed a rock that floated in water, you could find one here. They're just a specialty rock store. And again, their wares kind of vary in price from very, very inexpensive, normal run-of-the-mill stuff you could find literally sitting on the ground outside to just large prismatic growths of crystals, that you would be very hard to find in a normal place. So lots of different variances in what you could get here.
Is there anything like just like useful? Like wouldn't be expensive, but we don't have it, and I don't know, like do we have flint? Do we need flint? Is there flint or something like that?
You can find, so that the mines near Castleton where you came from would be just like abundantly full of flint.
Okay.
Yeah, and flint would be useful for things like lighting fires. It's also really good for making daggers. You would be able to find in the general store next door, basically the what's it called, the base hall general store. You'd be able to find flint daggers, but they're not necessarily any better than what you're currently having, than your boot knife even. They're kind of similar as far as the quality goes.
I was just trying to see if I could like get him to throw something in, but it doesn't really. It sounds like it's just stuff we have and then expensive stuff. So
I've got something I can throw in for you.
Mhm.
Here, we'll do the 30 for the rocks, and I came across this weird stone, and he holds it up, and it's not very large. It's about yay large. It's green. It's not really worth much value. It's uncut, but feels good. Got kind of a warm glow to it. Maybe you should hold on to it.
Sure. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it.
Pleasure doing business with you. It's nice to get some rock salt. We don't get many deliveries up here that often, so
Huh.
I'm sure
Happy to
some
help.
lucky person's gonna come and buy it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. All right. So then I will take 8 and give 8 to Jack and give 7 to the other 2. That.
Sounds fair.
Thank
Oh.
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And is this like the rock that he gave? Is it look familiar to anybody?
It doesn't look familiar to any of you, but it's a nice rock. I mean, it feels good in your hand. Again, it's like an uncut green stone, kind of warm to the touch.
All right. I'll put it in my bag with my stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Well-
Did anyone want to check out any of the other stores, Pottery Barn, the general store, or you're more than welcome to move on into the Granite Hills and toward Thou Shalt Not Pass.
Thou shalt not pass.
I am good to
Thou
go.
shalt
If you
not
have anything you need
pass.
to purchase while you're here, let us
Do we
get
need
this.
anything?
Let us get this underway, and hopefully not meet any mating spiders.
All right. Well, everyone gathers up all their equipment, all their gear.
Do we have
Roll your
torches, by
bedrolls.
the way?
You have
we have
lanterns.
lanterns still?
Yeah. Yeah, and you all have plenty of oil. I mean, they'll burn for a really long time, at least all night, if not maybe even a couple nights. Depends on how much you use the oil, that sort of thing.
Are there like traps maybe? Can we buy a
What kind
trap?
of a trap are you looking for?
Like just for bears?
So they have like they have ropes, like weighted
You're
ropes,
run-of-the-mill bear.
and you could buy a rope. You'd have to kind of like just throw it. It's kind of more for like catching game. I don't know if you'd be able to catch a bear with it.
Well, I'm gonna get some rope. Just we always need rope if we don't have any.
Yeah. So like it's like a rope net. It's only 1 ruble
Okay.
to get a rope net. So yeah, it's no problem.
All right.
Okay. So you buy a rope net,
And buy 2 of those.
2 rope nets. Okay.
All right. Well,
Nets. So everyone gets all their stuff together,
no, I just
back into the cart, rolls the bed rolls, stamps out the remaining embers. Puts a couple leftover pieces of your goanna in your mouth, just as some breakfast. And you head north through the city, past the winding circular roads that lead you past all these houses, again built into the rocks. It's gorgeous. The sun is coming up. It's shining on you. It casts these magnificent shadows. It's just really a beautiful place. It's one of the most beautiful places all of you have ever been. It makes Castleton look like, Hobo Land. It's just like, it's so much better built. and more fantastical in its nature. And you head north into the Granite Hills. No, looking.
Oh, sorry.
Just trying to cheat.
I just look at that glorious side and I'm just like, I've seen better. As like a tear like falls.
And you travel for a good portion of the day, maybe a couple hours, until you come to a sort of a landing. And you would remember from looking at the map, this was actually one of the places that was listed on the map. It's a place called Golan's Rest. And you see in this sort of a rest stop, in this sort of large open area that you can park your cart, there's 3 statues, and each of them has a basket laying at its feet. And traditionally, this is a place that I guess travelers would maybe make an offering to the gods, you know, to ensure their safe travel as they went up the mountainside.
Yeah, I'm going to put 2 ruples in there.
Okay.
Father said, you know, we like our ruples, but also the gods do as well, so don't cheat them out of it. Better safe than sorry.
Okay. So we've got an offering of ruples.
I brought some flowers from home. Can I put flowers in
Ooh,
there?
yes, of course. An offering of flowers. Anyone else making an offering to the gods before they head up? Thou shalt not pass.
Yes, I would like to give my thoughts and prayers.
Okay. Thoughts and prayers?
Is there like a specific little shrine we're doing this at the bottom?
Yeah,
or-
there's
like a little basket.
There's 3
Okay.
large statues, and there's baskets placed at the feet of each of them. And other travelers have kind of placed things in them. You'll see one has an apple in it. Another one has like a small flagon of mead in it. It seems to be mostly foodstuffs that have been presented here.
Was there any leftover? Well, no, that would be good. I'll break off little pieces of the rock salt and put a tiny piece in each.
Okay.
Skip.
All right, so we've had ruples, flowers, rock salt, and thoughts and prayers as the offerings made to the gods. And again, this is just kind of a tradition in the area. You'll see this in multiple places, especially before long treks. You know, you make an offering to the gods to kind of assure your passage, make sure that you're gonna make it to where you're gonna go. And with that, you begin to head up Thou Shalt Not Pass, up the mountain. You know, at the apex of this mountain, you're going to find the shrine that you're looking for. The issue is you don't know how far up this mountain it is. It's a winding, narrow path. It's actually a little too narrow for a cart at this point, so you're gonna have to hoof it.
Can we still bring our mule with our names on
Will
it?
make it?
You could bring Navi if you would like. Yeah,
I will
no
ride
problem.
Navi to be generous to the 3 of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Don't
Here's-
smash her.
Smack the mule too. Get it to go.
It's a donkey.
Oh, a donkey. Never mind. Then.
Come on, Melissa.
Someone in chat remind us of the difference between a donkey and a mule, by the way. I know there is one.
I think it's their ears.
Oh, is it? Is that
Donkey,
it?
I
mule,
thought
and a
was,
burro.
I
They're all
thought-
a burro. Oh no, it's what they're mixed with.
I think it's a horse and a
Uh,
donkey as a mule.
My
Yeah.
immersion is totally
Wow.
ruined. Thanks a lot, Melissa. God.
Oh, a mule can't.
Can't
like-
procreate.
Yeah. Got it.
All right.
Okay.
So
So
you be-
donkey.
Glad we cleared that up.
Yeah. Woo. Close
you
one.
begin to head up this winding, narrow path, and basically what you're seeing is it's a rocky, narrow area. It winds back and forth, and so you can see just the path that's straight ahead of you, and then it will like disappear, and it will continue on, you know, in a place that's kind of like unseen from where you're at. So it's a lot of blind turns and things like that, blind corners. You don't notice really anything else out of the ordinary at this point. Otherwise, it's a quiet day. Birds are chirping, It's sunny out. There's foliage here or there, but it's not super covered. There's not a lot of trees or anything in this area. It's just very craggy, very rocky. And you begin to head up the mountain. About 10 minutes into the journey. Actually, everyone roll a perception check. And those of you who roll with disadvantage, you Oregonians, roll with disadvantage, please.
Oh my
Okay.
god, I got a 2.
7.
Ooh, with disadvantage, 17.
What?
I got
I got a 19 and a 17.
This is bull, I quit.
I didn't. Oh, Bobby
This is
dice.
burro.
I'm a nice.
Jackaxe, more attuned to their surroundings. Here's a whistling. It's very faint.
What's that with my muscles protruding? I hear something. My ear muscle.
And you remember the map that you had looked at. And you remember there was a weird symbol on the map. And you think, well, maybe this is where that weird symbol had been drawn.
Where I hear the noise?
Where you hear a whistle.
Where it's coming from?
Yeah.
You guys, where are we? And I pull out the map.
I don't know, I was following you.
There's
there a-
noise coming from here.
Is there like a
Oh.
legend on this map?
Yeah,
There's not.
nothing.
There's not a lot of markings other than the town names or the city names.
Got it.
And again, general place markers and maps or routes that are listed on it. But again, a semicircle with 2 right angles.
It's a whistling that sounds
It's
coming
like
from a human.
it's like a
a
whistling-
mountain wind.
like the sound of wind traveling through a very tight space. Like
So
it's
a tunnel.
So yeah, but a very small one. The whistling is very high pitched. I would do it, but I feel like my mic won't even pick it
That's,
up.
that's fine.
Yeah. So it's like a tea kettle starting to
Okay.
boil.
All right, can I point that out and see if anyone else will hear it?
Yeah. And anyone who wants to kind of see if they can hear it, roll an investigation check, please.
10.
15.
Six-
Or do I get
16?
disadvantage? Oh, 15 twice. Ha! Suck it. Disadvantage.
Aha!
Losing
All
to
right,
disadvantage twice.
You're able to pinpoint the location of this whistling. And as you look around, Quentin, you're the one to notice it. You see, it looks like the earth. Here's what you see. You see a narrow crack between a couple rocks. And if you put your ear to it, you've noticed that is where the whistling sound is coming from. And immediately below this cracked rock, you see that the earth has been disturbed.
Like dug, maybe?
Yeah,
Like a-
perhaps dug out by someone, perhaps.
Like fresh hole?
Yeah, it's been freshly disturbed. It's not something that, again, a lot of the area around you is solid rock. So this is a small dirt patch. And,
Does it seem like a
Fine.
creature that did this, or like more of like a man-made kind of hole? Or
roll another investigation check.
okay,
Can I just go over and hit X to dig? I'm kidding.
I got a 6.
Yeah, you can't tell if it's man-made or if it was done by an animal, but it's obvious there's something there.
Yes. Maybe
Oh.
this is where the hat is. Could not find because it is buried deep.
Yes, the very important hat we're looking for. Yes, indeed. Should we try to discover what this is, or just move on to our actual mission? I mean, I'm all for moving on.
I think you should dig it up. I am all for you digging it up.
I
and then
should.
We can go until you are finished. Yes.
Yes, let me just grab the non-existent shovel and do that. No, I'm not going to start digging up a hole right now. Why don't you do it?
I'm not strong enough to do this. It would require someone with much more strength and prowess than I am capable of.
Can I look around for footprints or something? Other signs of other activity?
The wind has blown through here pretty recently. You look around. Yeah, you see that people have passed through here, but there's no like discernible footprints saying like indicating that there's something here necessarily. I mean, you could try to dig it up and see if there's something there. You could bypass it. It's up to you.
Well, if we're trying to find someone with extremely strong muscles, I guess Frank. Or sorry, no, guess Jack X. I guess that would be you. I don't know. Do you want to
Oops.
try it? Try it out.
Right. I suppose.
All right, so you're
All
just
right.
digging? You're just gonna dig? You're gonna dig with a tool? Or you're gonna dig with your hands?
I'm gonna dig with one of my tools.
Okay. You pull out your axe upside down. You use it as a shovel. And it doesn't require much strength because it's freshly tilled soil. It's freshly disturbed soil. It actually moves away with relative ease. And what you find down in this small, shallow hole is a glass container. Again, semicircular on one side with two right angles, filled with something red and pulsating. But you're not sure what exactly this might be.
Is that the thing? Oh no, that's not what's making noise, huh? It's the cliff.
The cliff was making noise, but this particular item, which was buried in the sand, is just, it feels warm to the touch. But beyond that, you're not really sure what it might be for.
I'm gonna look at it and hand it to Frank, because I don't know what to do with it. You're the smart one in this group.
I do.
And Frank, you notice the stone which you've put into your bag is also warm to the touch. So that stone that was just given you relatively recently, you now have a glass container in your hand, a stone warming your back.
I take the stone out and like hold the jar in one hand and the stone in another hand.
Yeah, and the stone glows brightly when you get it near this glass vessel.
They're the same color?
They're not. The stone is green.
Oh.
Inside the glass vessel, there's a red sort of pulsating substance.
Oh.
Okay.
Is the glass hot?
It's warm. It's not hot.
I'm going to go hide behind something and try an experiment.
I will join you.
Does it
Great.
smell like anything? Can I?
It smells like nothing.
Okay. Whew.
Is there a way to open the jar? Or is it like...
There doesn't seem to be any discernible way to open it.
I touch them together, the jar and the stone.
Nothing happens, except that the stone glows very, very brightly. It's obvious it's pointing you to this sort of object. It seems like it's indicating that this object is something, but it doesn't help you in any way determine what that object is.
Well,
Is it safe to come
I-
out now?
I hand the jar to Jack and I say, you keep this one safe, I'll keep this one safe. And put the stone back in my pocket.
I'm gonna put it in my bag.
Okay.
Somewhere safe.
Okay.
Wrapped up in cloth.
Wrapped up in cloth. Okay. And as you hold this glass vessel, it feels sturdy. It feels very strong. It doesn't feel very destructible, to be honest. You almost feel like you could throw it against a rock and it wouldn't get damaged at all. I mean, it's very sturdy, whatever it is.
Okay.
Strange thing to bury out in the middle of nowhere, yes?
Is there like is it a device of some sort, or does it have a lid and a cover? Or does it just seem like one solid object where you can't open it at all?
It seems like a solid object that you can't open at all.
Is there like, can I investigate where the cave is? Like, is it a key of some sort, or is...
As far as you can tell, it's just a crack in the rocks that wind is whistling through as it passes by.
Can I hold it like where the wind is passing through it or something?
Yeah, but there's no discernible effect to it.
All right.
That's weird. Someone left that here, because that was just buried. Like that just happened. So, who does that?
I don't know.
Let's keep moving.
But this is strange jar.
No questions. All right. Okay,
Unopened
yeah.
jar. What does this jar look like? We keep saying it's a jar, but then you say it's unopenable. Is
Yeah,
it more like a capsule?
It's a half a circle, and it's got a right angle and a right angle. And it looks like that. It would lay down maybe on one of its flat sides.
Like a quarter of a pie.
Like a quarter
it's
of
like
a
piece
pie.
of pie. But what makes it a jar as opposed to like a glass container?
Well, it's not. It's a glass container. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a jar. It's a vessel.
Okay. All right. That's what I was getting thrown off. Okay.
If I shake it, does it do anything? Shake it violently?
Not to your knowledge.
Make it like a Polaroid glass vessel.
Oh my gosh, my gosh.
Well, let this continue on and try not to get mated with, yes?
Yeah, I guess. It appears that this is a normal thing for Frank, so let's just move on.
All right. Yes. Strange group. Strange.
And you continue your climb up this mountain path, again winding back and forth. Each time you wind around, the pathway that was before you and the pathway that was behind you kind of fade out of your view. It's just really hard to see too much further. So it's impossible to tell how far you've gone. It's impossible to tell how far you have to go still.
And Jason, while we're moving, can I like kind of keep an eye out for anybody like following us or like watching us?
Yeah, you can. You don't see any other people. But you notice that like rocks are being disturbed in the nearby area. You hear small rock slides. You hear guttural noises, so you know there's something up here. And again, there's lots of other animals that you hear. You know, you see birds, you hear them crowing and such. But nothing necessarily right in front of you.
Yes.
All right.
I'll have my trident out. Just every time I hear a noise, just kind of pointing it in all directions.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
can I
gonna
have
throw it while you run away again?
screaming?
Look, I threw
I'm gonna-
a hammer while running away. Much different than throwing trident and running away.
Yeah, he
Wow.
threw a trident and hid behind us.
I
That's
was
true.
using
That happened.
myself as a distraction, so you could attack and kill. It worked out.
All right. Yeah, you're
what-
definitely being a distraction right now.
What's your guys' order as you go up this mountain? So you've got Navi,
First.
your mule or your donkey with you, and then what's your marching order?
I'm fine being in the front.
Okay.
I can go next.
I'm on
Oh,
Navi,
we're-
Pick the
so
strongest people
I
in
want to
front?
be
Okay.
right in the middle.
Okay. So we'll go. We got Daye, Melissa, and then we've got Jaymes on Navi, and we've got Bobby bringing up the rear.
And it's the donkey's tail is
Yeah, just
control your animal.
smacking you.
Control
in
your
the face.
animal.
I'm gonna have my axe out ready too, just like ready to react.
Okay. And Bobby, Quentin, you feel something brush against your leg.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm dying! I'm dying! What was it?
What?
I'm not sure.
What?
You felt it and it was gone. a
And it's
moment later.
gone. Jeez.
Oh,
Why are you screaming like that?
nothing.
What is wrong with you?
Nothing. Nothing. Just look forward. Control your animal.
I'm gonna go back.
Mm-hmm.
Now, double paranoid, just looking around.
You also feel something brush against your leg. And you hear a rustling. and you catch a tail, maybe, as something skitters across the path into a hole.
Do I see the hole?
Yeah, it's small. It's not large. Like a gopher hole.
Would we know what this is?
Well, it might be the things that they had mentioned that were mating.
Oh no.
Which again, they're called scoria. They didn't describe them to you, but they did tell you it's scoria mating season, and you know.
Run, run.
Ah!
What do I know? I grew up right outside of here. Do I know about?
Yeah, roll a nature check for me.
I'm
With
gonna try
disadvantage.
and
As we're running.
maneuver
You're from here.
maneuver
Just roll a
Navi around them and to the front, and then try and
11.
use the donkey to run up the switchbacks.
11.
Okay,
11,
one thing at a time. So Daye, you know that scoria are basically they're like a lizard-like sort of creature, maybe more like a small monitor lizard or like a large iguana or something like that. Generally speaking, not something that you're super concerned about. Unless they were in large numbers, and then it might be a problem. But one or two here or there, no big deal.
Do I know anything that scares them off?
No, not with an 11 on your nature check, you don't.
No. Great.
Dude.
Okay. Well, everyone, just watch out.
Well, after she yelled "run," I think I would just be freaking out trying to get the donkey to move.
Yeah.
Now, you said these are pretty narrow, so I don't know if I would be able to get Navi past them, but
Barely, you could.
I'm gonna try
bolt
my
off.
darndest.
Okay.
Yeah.
You bolt. You give your donkey Navi a good kick to the rear, and you bolt up this narrow mountain path, and you come around a couple sidewinding turns before you see it. A large opening, surrounded entirely by tall mountains. An obsidian black statue on an obsidian black pedestal, maybe 50 feet wide in circumference. Statues maybe 20 feet tall. And all around the statue you see these small lizards. Or iguana sort of things. And they kind of look up at you. They hear the sound of the donkey panicking that you've caused to run up this hill, and they kind of look at you, and as you come up with this donkey, they bolt. I mean, they take off. This is not for them.
I am a mighty warrior. Fear me, small creatures. And I continue bolting up the hill.
Don't get cocky.
Right, and
Cocky.
so you've ended up in a large clearing, and this is obviously got to be the Shrine to Ryda, right? and Ryda, carved out of this obsidian stone, is almost like the Statue of Liberty, held very straight, very tall, with a flowing tunic, with an arm outstretched, held like this. And it looked like something may have been mounted to that arm at one point in time, but it's not there now.
Like a shield?
Perhaps.
Okay. Okay.
No, I think it was a waiting, like
Or a
buffalo
bird.
cloth or some sort.
An eagle.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Anyways, I'll run up
Oh.
there and then use the take Navi and then just patrol Navi in circles. Me looking the other way as the mule goes left, I go right, and we're just
I just start
making a
calling
perimeter.
the names. I just start calling the names. I'm like, Jason,
Bobby.
James, Daye, are you here? Get out! Did you get eaten by the
Bobby,
things?
Jason, James, and Daye.
Everyone roll an investigation check.
With disadvantage.
Do I get
disadvantage if you have
because I'm-
disadvantage. No, you don't.
Bobby, Ricky.
Oh,
I'm terrified.
three.
Ooh.
I
15.
rolled a 9 twice. 9.
Okay.
17 and 3.
3.
Bobby, James, what'd you guys get?
15.
Can I use
got an
those
8.
ones instead?
James Cervantes, you are the first to notice it. A lot of those creatures have been standing around what appear to be piles of bones. And you
This
see
is not good.
you
This is
see
not
at
good at
least a few different piles of bones. It's not just one, it's several. And there appear to be tattered clothes nearby. There, off in the distance, there's something shiny. It's not obsidian looking. It might be steel.
Would it happen to be like a name tag? Just like,
I'll
it's
text.
Bobby.
Oh man, do we all die?
Yeah. Why not?
Frank!
You did all that.
One of them has a logo emblazoned. It says Konami and it says Bobby underneath it.
Oh man.
Frank?
Bobby.
Frank? Frank!
Yeah.
I just take my trident and point. In that direction.
I go look. Everyone's afraid to go look. Okay, I'll go look at the shiny thing to see if it's the sword or the
Shield.
Yeah,
Thing.
shield. Thank you.
And as you head over to this object on the ground that's reflecting the light, you look up, you glance up ahead of you, and you notice that very nearby is a large cave. Not like the ones that these scoria have been crawling into. One that's several times larger. One that's large enough to fit all of you standing widthwise. And height-wise. I mean, it's a big cave. And it's
Maybe
dark.
And the shiny thing's in there.
Oh, it's right at the mouth of it.
Oh.
Well, they're all dead. Let's head back then, right?
Well, we need to gather maybe those name tags.
Yeah, we need to
We
do
need to
that.
gather them as
Sure,
proofs that we have found
yeah.
somewhat of their bones. Maybe we'll send Navi to check out what is in there while we grab what we think.
No, let's not. I'll.
Good idea. We will
Wyatt,
send
can I-
Quentin.
No, I will sneak. I will try to sneak to the mouth of this cave without making noise. Everyone, shut up. Very quiet.
I am being
We're gonna grab this, and we're going to get out of here.
Okay, I am being very quiet right now.
We don't need the shield technically.
There's proof they died. One of them.
Okay, then all of you start walking back.
Yeah, that's you.
I'm gonna hide
I
too.
am silently cheering you on. I am
Yeah,
sending
whatever,
you thoughts and prayers to a success.
All right.
And the donkey hears it first and starts just making donkey sounds. Nay,
Oh no! I jump off.
Right.
I jump off the donkey immediately.
Yeah, and you see it come out of the cave. What looked like some of the smaller scoria that were on the ground, except it's not little. It's
Oh,
giant.
oh no!
It looks like, for lack of a better way of describing it, it looks like a rancor.
Oh
and
no!
It stumbles out of its cave, puts its head in the air, roars, and of course, what you see down below this roaring mega beast is Yoshi. Giant
course.
scoria. Yeah. Cue boss battle music. Everyone roll initiative.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no!
17.
Oh, with advantage, right? 15. Well, maybe.
Yeah, 17.
I got a 9 again.
Ooh, an 18.
Oh, I'm terrible tonight.
This is nice. Yoshi.
Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. If I like the girl, who cares who you like? You gotta cool it now.
Frank!
Tons of ones.
Frank!
Double one.
Are we still being quiet, Frank?
Omen.
The roaring that you hear, the
I
roaring
think
you
wrong
hear
with
in
you?
front of you indicates that being quiet is no longer an option. As the Yoshi, the giant scoria, ambles out of its cave.
Warned us about a giant version.
Yeah.
Let's
Two giant claws with razor talons on them, black fingernails that are very sharp and very long, almost like the obsidian platform that you're standing on. A huge head full of teeth, a long spiky tail. It is slow moving but looks ferocious and wanders out. It
That's scary, Yoshi.
Ooh. It runs at Jaymes. It runs at you, Cervantes.
What?
Because you were the closest. Oh, wait, who was closest? Who was
I
closest?
jumped
No,
Off the
I
donkey.
was-
sorry.
I jumped off the donkey. The donkey was
Yeah.
the closest.
I mean,
Daye,
I was
it comes
starting to
Frank.
sneak towards it.
It comes right towards you because you're the closest. And
Frank,
Ooh.
no! Your sacrifice will be well documented.
ooh, it lunges out with a claw and it catches you as you try to spin around and turn away. It rends your right leg in the calf area
No!
and just cuts a deep gouge,
No! Not the
Dealing-
calves!
dealing 5 damage.
Okay.
I will make
Cervantes,
a statue
you-
of you.
You see this happening, and it is your turn to roll an attack.
You have
Or do whatever
destroyed
you would like.
The most magnificent gift this earth has been given. Frank's calves.
That's
Can
not
I-
true.
I take my trident and I throw it in the general direction as hard as I can, and then hide
Okay.
back behind Navi.
Roll an attack.
12.
12 hits.
Yes!
Roll some damage, and that was a D6, right? Because you didn't
4.
upgrade yet. Your D6 4 damage.
Frank, I have done this for you.
Stop talking for me.
Ooh. Burn.
Yoshi, the giant scoria, gets nailed in the right leg as well by this trident, and is just enraged by what you've done. Daye, Frank, you are down pretty much right below this creature, and it is your turn to roll an attack.
Okay, I'm gonna take out the rock, first of all. I'm gonna, like, pull out that rock and see if it reacts, but I'm also going to... It's right next to me, right? I can use my
It's
two-handed hammer.
right next to you, yeah.
Okay.
The rock doesn't seem to have any. It's not glowing anymore.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to be emitting any sort of thing. It does. It just seems inert as far as you
Okay.
can tell.
All right, well then I will try to smash it with a hammer!
Well, roll me an attack.
Yeah.
Do I get advantage because it's strength?
Yes.
Yes.
Hammer smash. Let's do it.
Hammer smash! Get your hammer smash!
Hammer smash, yeah.
It's an 8.
8 on the attack.
Arr.
Okay, you though you're right next to it, you try to smash the toe. That's your move. You see the toe, you're like toe smash. But unfortunately, he's just a little too quick.
Oh, smash!
That Bobby D20 die is fired.
Book gets moved out of the way, and your swing goes wild right into the rock face right below. Jackaxe, you are up next. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna run at it with my double-handed axe.
Okay, great. You're
If I
running
can
toward
reach
it.
him.
Roll an attack for me, please.
18.
With advantage, great. 18 hits. Roll a d12 for your axe, please.
$11.
11.
Hey! Hey!
Yeah.
Hey!
you run up again. You swing for the legs. It's a very tall creature. There's only so many parts of the body you can hit. Your axe has quite a bit of reach, but you know, you can only get so far up. So you swing for basically like the quadricep area of the leg, and you connect really well. You get the inner calf or the inner area, right? So it's and it doubles, it winces in pain. It kind of falls to the ground, kind of staggers a little bit. Before reaching back with its left arm. And ooh, it strikes out. What's your AC?
12.
Ooh. It misses, but just barely.
But +1
Yeah.
armor, man.
Yeah. I mean, it reaches out. It's wincing over in pain while swinging, and it narrowly misses you.
Oh. Be careful, Jack.
Kensington, Mr. Kensington III, what are you doing?
Quentin Tybalt Kensington III. It turns to leave and run, but then thinks if I leave, I might die without them, so I can't leave. Darn it! And I turn around and I fire my short bow at the monster.
Okay, roll an attack, please.
Natural 20.
Natural 20 hits.
Shit.
Damn.
Go ahead and roll. Yeah, we'll do critical dice too. So give me a d6 plus roll a d6, or give me 6 plus a d6 roll.
Oh, brutal
Okay.
critical.
So yeah, it would be 9 damage then.
Oh,
9.
damn. Nice.
You pull back an arrow. You see this creature staggering. Axe lodged in its leg. Narrow misses by a hammer in its foot. And it kind of glances up at you as you pull this bow back and fire this arrow directly into its left eye. I mean, you catch it just right in there. It starts spewing blood, basically.
Did you all see that? Who saw that?
And of course, now it can only see out of one eye. It's braying wildly and smashing the ground and stamping.
So good.
Ooh. Thankfully, none of the stamping and smashing murders Daye, who's standing like right basically in the splash zone of this.
No.
Which means that Cervantes, you are up next for an attack.
Everybody, watch out! I pull out my lamp, crack the glass, light up the thing and with all the oil on it, and just throw my flaming lamp at him.
All right.
Okay, cool. I like it. I don't know what a flaming lamp does as far as damage go. Let's go with
We'll just see if it hits first.
Let's see if it hits it first. Yeah.
It's my Molotov lamp tail.
Molotov lamp
Alright.
tail.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Natural 20 hits.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
nice, natural 20. I'm just trying to like splatter oil and set this thing on fire.
Yeah.
That's
Roll.
really what I'm trying to do.
Give me a D4 plus 4.
Okay. All right.
Fair. Yep.
A 1 plus 4 is 5.
5.
All right.
Okay. You lob this lamp up again, just like hitting it square in the face, catching sort of its side on fire. Now the right-hand side, where the eye was still good, it's on fire. It's just like the oil has splashed all over. The oil continues to burn.
Okay.
There's no way for it to stop, basically, unless it were to, basically submerge itself in water, which there is none of around. Which brings us back to Frank. Frank, it is your turn to roll an attack.
I'm gonna try again with my hammer and a different D20. Great, not looking good.
Roll with advantage, too.
Oh, wait, okay. Got caught in wires and it was not on it. I need, just rolling on my mouse pad and it's going everywhere. Oh my god! I rolled a 3 and a 2. I'm over it.
No.
Once
Because I
again,
call them weak, and so they're rolling natural 20s over here to spite me.
Frank comes for the toe smash. again on this ambling creature, but the ground is swaying so violently because it's so enraged that you just can't get a good beat on it, and you swing, but again the hammer goes right into the dirt, into the rock. Jack Axe, feeling lucky?
Yeah. I'm gonna do an uppercut swing.
All right.
Is that 13 or a 1? Looks like it's more of a...
That's
Dang it.
more like a 1 to me. So I would say that's a 3 at best with your advantage. So you swing, but again, just a swing for the fences and a miss.
Dang it. That's a 13. Look, oh, whoa.
That is now. Move it. Ooh.
I have major questions on how you roll when we play Heaventide, and I'm not next to you looking at your dice.
Well, they very rarely just land on
That was pretty close to being in the middle. Yeah. I'll give her that. Yeah, I would say it was more on the one side of the middle.
I just shook the table.
3, that makes 13, right?
That was a judgment call.
That was a 1. It was. You know what, Jaymes? I am honest except when I'm playing a rogue.
Frank, as you run up to slash this creature's face, it smashes down its left paw trying to get you, and it hits, and it does 5 damage.
No!
Who was that for?
That's for you.
Whoops.
Leave Jack Axe alone.
Kensington,
Ooh.
you're up.
I want scars.
Oh, I see this beast is clawing at the beautiful porcelain doll, Jack Axe. I go, you leave my porcelain doll alone! And I'm gonna shoot again.
Roll me an attack.
16.
16 hits. Roll me some damage.
All right, that's a 5.
A 5. Your arrow once again rings true. This time fired directly at the creature's soft, supple neck area, just underbelly, left unexposed. It penetrates, and the creature seems to stumble around for a minute. It looks like it's gasping for breath as it flails and falls to the ground.
I feel so alive!
The creature stops moving.
I did nothing. Let's go.
And then we get the cool music.
Yes, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna grab some of the dead bodies with the shirt that says Bobby on it, and I'm gonna just take off.
yeah, so what you find in the aftermath of this carnage and chaos, you find
Okay, cool.
you find 6 bodies, or the bones or remnants of 6 bodies. There's pieces missing, honestly. There's bits and bobs here or there. There's weapons, but they've been out in the elements for a while. They're probably not super useful to get. That cave, however, where the creature came out of, probably a good place to search. So you all walk in cautiously, carefully. You light a lantern just to be safe. And what you find, you do indeed find a hat, a straw hat, for whatever reason. It's comically oversized. It's got a hole in it in the exact location that was mentioned earlier. Great. You find 2 red potions, which are basically health potions. You find... Ooh, where's our D100?
So you found 2 health potions?
You find 2 health potions,
Yes.
yeah. Find...
Yeah, we should give those immediately
Frank.
to Frank and to Jack Axe for sure.
We were so useless.
Yeah, I have 9.
believe you should
Where is it?
I have 9
this
hit
potion.
points.
Heal those beautiful calves of yours, just in case something were to happen to them.
Ooh, nice.
Yes.
You find 89 ruples.
Oh.
9 rubles.
You find...
That is 11 rubles each, plus 1 extra.
There you go. You find 10 mushrooms, for whatever reason.
That is not 11. That is 22.
And most importantly, you find a large black shiny object sitting on the floor. I mean, it's pretty massive. It's about the size of one of your torsos, and it's particularly shaped. It's got a bunch of angles on one side, and again, very similar to the glass container you had found earlier. It has a couple right angles, almost like, again, it needs to maybe fit against something. Maybe there's more than one piece.
Put it in. Oh, there's more pieces.
Oh, you also find another one of those glass containers, turns out. And very strangely, it's got the same shape. It's got a half circle with two right angles.
Another piece of the pie.
We have two out of what look like three. Let's piece them together.
You have two out of what might be
Four.
Out of
Two
four,
right
yeah.
angles.
I don't do math.
Well,
Yeah.
question, is it two right angles or is it one right angle that makes a wedge?
It's two right angles. So if you were to piece them together, you would get this shape
Of a pie.
with two right angles.
Oh.
Oh,
So,
okay.
both of them, as you
Great.
piece those two glass containers together, they glow with an ambient light, calling
Oh.
for more.
Okay. Yeah, so those potions go to Jack Axe and to Frank for sure. I'm gonna take some of those skulls and like rope them together and put them across my chest, like they're like kind of like a cool kind of like chest belt thing.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm just like gonna look kind of like hardcore and be like, "Who says I'm not physically equipped for this kind of thing? Tell me. Look at this."
He's got a taste of blood. Now he's a killer.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, I
was
like
quite
it.
good what you did with that long bow. We are lucky to have you. I will go
What-
retrieve the hat. I'm going to try it on.
Yeah.
The fine
Oh, it-
stitchwork. On
It is.
This straw hat. Straw, a very hard material to work with. The intricate weave of this is just magnificent.
And you know what? You'd probably take it, except it's just too small. It's like it's strange. He's got a huge head, but when you put it on, too small. Don't know why.
Interesting. Well, we shall
Yeah.
return it to him. Nonetheless.
It appears you have a big head. It's probably full of gas.
Shocking.
Do you gather all of your materials? You gather this obsidian large piece. It looks like you could hold it like a shield, but again, it looks like it's missing something. You gather this weird glass container with its corresponding other glass container. You gather some remnants, bits, and bobs, perhaps the Konami Bobby name tag, just to prove that you had found Kasparov's compatriots.
And I want to give them a proper burial.
And you give them a proper burial, which is what Kasparov had asked for. And
I begrudgingly help
Yeah.
I begrudgingly help
I
Jack
help.
Axe do so.
I also help, but not begrudgingly.
I will be lookout.
Uh-huh.
Just in case any more of these giant creatures try to get the drop on us. I will save our life. It
Oh,
is
yeah,
a
'cause you're
selfless
so
duty.
Mm-hmm.
And I will throw one ruple in with for each of the bodies, so 6 ruples I'll throw into the burial as well. It's just polite to take with them on the other side, obviously.
And I'll leave them flowers.
the gods smile upon you for giving them a proper burial, for sending them out in a good, dignified fashion. And as you gather all your materials, the sun begins to set. It's been a long day. You know it's a long trek back down the mountain, back to the city of Oregon. And you saddle up Navi and get on your way. Small creatures watch you as you leave, in awe, maybe, of your presence.
Killed your-
Perhaps scared.
Kill the mama.
Or perhaps just, I don't know, looking at you as they ponder who their next mate is going to be.
Oh, jeez.
And you head back down the hill to the city of Oregon, and that's where we're going to leave it off for this time.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed by my combat performance.
Yeah.
It's okay. You were about us the entire session, so you can just be not as cool for 1 second. It's fine.
Yeah, you were a leader.
But until then, I hope all of you have an incredible evening. I hope you guys take care of yourselves. I hope you take care of each other, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Yeah.
No, Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
We'll see you next Friday.
Friday, bro.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye. Sweet dreams.
Bye.